government, accompanied by more than 200 of people whom we believe to be terrorists and bandits serving the interests of the Nigerian government, attacked the home of our leader, Chief Sunday Igboho. It's still a miracle to us when I listen to Sunday today, how he escaped from that house, because they were out to destroy the whole house and kill him at all costs. They had not come to arrest him, they had come to kill him. But God would have it, he managed to escape from the house. He saw them arrive, he even spoke to them. But when they then proceeded to destroy the house, he somehow managed to escape. And so we have a situation in which he has not been able to perform in the struggle as he is supposed to perform. But his name, his spirit, his voice, everything are still there. And they are the thing that rouse the youth of our land to action. By the grace of God, he will be free soon and will be able to return to action in the interest of our Yoruba people. When the Nigerian government maneuvered to get the government to arrest him at the airport in Cotonou, fortunately, I and Professor Adeniran in the city of Cotonou that day. We moved in immediately, hired lawyers, and stayed with him. And I made a public statement that I would not leave Benin Republic until he had been released. It took 6 months and a few days, and he was finally released to us. He's free now, but the security parameters are still terrifying because the people back in Nigeria still want to kill him. And so if he's not free to move around yet, you must understand that. But he's getting ready. He's acting. He's very busy. When I called him a few minutes ago, he was actually walking. Communicating with people at home. So we are glad to have him. God has given us a great gift in him. And he has this unusual, this great character, this great quality, that he's a very humble person. In spite of all his, the hype around him, in spite of the fact that he is the one that he used worship. Our Jabi Baba, Jabi native, okay, Baba one. But our real leader is Sunday Igboho. In spite of all of that, he is very, very humble. And I want to report that to you people, that Sunday Igboho is a true son of Oduduwa at this time. So it's therefore easy to walk with him, to be by his side, to invite him to my side, to talk with him, to plan with him. I'm very happy about that. Then we moved to the next stage of the struggle, the next phase of the struggle, which is the international phase. A self-determination struggle is always a thing of the home base. If you do not get the international community to support you, it is going to be an uphill task. And so we started to contact, for instance, my former students who are now occupying high positions in their country, other people who have been to Nigeria whose parents had been to Nigeria, who knew the Western region under Chief Awolowo and who are ready to help. So on the whole, we are succeeding wonderfully abroad. For instance, we were leaders in the anti-apartheid movement. I was secretary of the anti-apartheid movement in Nigeria for some time before I went to the Senate. Nigeria representative to World Conference on Actions Against Apartheid. So that creates a situation that among the rulers of some countries, we are fairly well known and we are fairly successful. But it is not something you make a noise about. Our people want us to give the details blow by blow. It's not possible. If we did that, we would lose a war. If I, for instance, stand up here and I begin to tell you, I spoke to so person in so country, or we sent a delegation to so people in so country, and so on and so forth, we are likely to lose those countries because people in the government of any country don't want to be associated with a movement that is aiming to divide up an existing country. They don't want to do it. They will know you, they will like you, they will support you privately. But if you then go out and make a noise about them, and then yeah, you are likely to lose them. So it is a covert operation. It's covert. It's not something you can do openly. And we have been very successful. There is one big advantage. Our people are in every country in the world. And in some of the countries, we are able to mobilize, oh, yeah, there is factions and so on among us. Yes, in country after country. But we are able to separate a few people apart and get them to go into action in terms of relationship with the government of the country where they live. And they have recorded some successes. But I repeat, if anybody is saying, Baba, you are asking me to do what will destroy the struggle. And I will not do it. I will not give you such details. So we had Sunday come in and to give us a great deal of push in the struggle, because he's the greatest crowd puller in Yoruba land. I'm not talking about the security, about the defense of the country against the Fulani. I'm talking strictly now of the self-determination struggle. He showed his mettle in the defense of the country, and that gave him a great deal of name and presence and love among the masses of Yoruba people. And he's still the center of that kind of power among our people. As I said, there are some countries where we met a great deal of favor. There are some countries that are lukewarm. There are some countries that we have to be very careful to talk to at all. There are countries that the rest of us may not really think about now that are eager to help. In South America and the Latin American countries, it's a totally different ballgame. Those are our people. And so things are considerably easier there. In Europe, I better not talk about the countries of Europe because their attitudes differ from country to country. But in some countries, we thank God that we have friends and former co-workers and former students of various Nigerian professionals and professors who are eager to help the Yoruba cause. That's the way the international politics is played. Anybody who thinks he can play it, anybody who tells you that he can play it differently, just sit in one place and make an announcement and write a letter to everybody, and for you is lying to you. Lying, flat-faced lying. It doesn't happen in international diplomacy. It doesn't happen. You need to be, we are an educated nation, we Yoruba people. We need to be very circumspect what we accept from people. We need to be very circumspect. It is not possible for you to write a letter to 100 countries, 200 countries, and then you begin to announce that you have the support of those 100 or 200 countries. You are deceiving your people if you say that. That's not the way international politics is played. That's not the way international diplomacy is handled. And so we are going on since, I would say, December. We have been very busy sending people secretly to this or that place, sending letters surreptitiously to this or that place, and we have been very successful. I don't want to mention the name of any one country because I don't want to embarrass them. Whoever says, oh, I have spoken to the Prime Minister of Britain, and yes, I agreed, it's a lie. It doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't happen that way, period. So the international endeavor is succeeding. It has been succeeding now since late last year, gradually. Then we did something that I must tell you about now. In about January or February this year, we suddenly arrived at a major achievement. And the achievement is that most of the self-determination organizations agreed to come together and create a Yoruba self-determination movement. One little group among us, which called itself G8, I suppose that means group of 8, were responsible for this. Sometime last year, about this time last year, they began to call leaders and elders together to say, Yoruba, why can't we work together? Yes, people came, people will come and then cease coming, people will come and be disruptive and whatever, but this little group kept going. And I want to place on record before the Yoruba people that this little group, led by a woman called Olootu, who lives in Manchester, was the heart of this movement, of this struggle, of this direction. And so finally, by February this year, we could say that we have the Yoruba self-determination movement of all Yoruba self-determination organizations. The idea is simple. Nobody is trying to unify all the organizations. Nobody is trying to say, oh, you dissolve your organization and you come and no. We know that Yoruba people cannot do that. So what has been arranged is that every organization will continue to exist and do the things it has always been doing and raise money for its own activities, create an account, whatever they need for their activities. But all the organizations will come together and agree to do certain things together. 1, organize the international diplomacy. 2, coordinate the security at home. 3, coordinate legal defense of our people at home. 4, and so on, about 6 such things. And that is what and then create the Yoruba National Fund. That's it. Create the Yoruba National Fund. Because as the struggle has gone on, and various organizations have been collecting money, there has been a lot of disruption. People will gather together and create a fund for their organization, but very soon there will be a quarrel about that, about the handling of the money. As I come before you this afternoon, I can tell you that for a long time, I was settling quarrel after quarrel about money. So everybody began to say to me, Baba, it is your fault. If you had given us just one fund, instead of saying everybody should go and establish their own fund, we will be different. Things will be different. So give us a fund and people will accept it. Yes, it sounds beautiful, but I needed to be careful. You have to respect the nature of your country. We are a country that has a lot of respect for its people, for itself, and for people. Anybody who thinks he can come and dictate anything to the Yoruba people is deceiving himself big time. The Yoruba people cannot be dictated to by anybody. Chief Awolowo once wrote in one lecture the Yoruba people are too intellectually alert to be hoodwinked by any group or person, no matter how clever they may be, no matter how powerful they may be, no matter how rich they may be. The Yoruba people cannot be hoodwinked by anybody. And so I didn't want to appear to be hoodwinking the Yoruba nation, but I've created a fund, the Yoruba fund. No. So fortunately, after we had the Yoruba self-determination movement, the Council of the Yoruba self-determination movement decided to work hard on the creation of a fund. They set up a finance committee. The finance committee and I can say today, as I said on the day the fund was launched on the 4th of June this year, that we have a fund that is tied. It's impossible to falsify or to steal money from. It's just not possible from the way it is set up. And where did we get our model? We got our model from the Jewish National Fund. The Jewish National Fund was created in the early years of the last century. It was a small fund at the time. Children used to go around collecting money for the fund from Jewish families. But today it is a huge fund containing trillions of dollars. And the reason it has succeeded like that is that the system of control is very, very tight, foolproof. So it is that we also wanted to establish. A nation like the Yoruba nation needs that kind of fund. There are other organizations still creating their funds. One organization created a fund, for instance, Ominira. That is not the Yoruba National Fund. The Yoruba National Fund is totally different. Ominira Fund is just like Ilana Omodua fund. Yoruba Global Director has his own fund. So Ilana Ominira Group has their own fund. There are tens of such funds in our land belonging to separate organizations. So it is not right for anybody to tell you that Ominira Fund the Yoruba National Fund. No importance to the Yoruba nation. So people who I have had people call me and say, it's okay now, Ominira Fund come out, and I tell them, well, the truth of the matter is that Ominira Fund is okay. Me Oniko okay. Just as Ilana Omodua Fund is okay, it's okay. Yoruba Global Directory Fund is okay, it's okay. But none of them is the same thing as the National Fund. The Yoruba National Fund is the sole uniting fund of the Yoruba nation. And its purposes are two. One, to provide help for the Yoruba self-determination struggle while it is going on. And when it ends with the creation of our country, to stand for the Yoruba nation as the Jewish National Fund stands for stand for the state of Israel. So that, for instance, if Israel is suddenly invaded and they need to buy weapons and so on and so forth, that is the fund they go to apply. But it is so well controlled that the Prime Minister of Israel cannot just go and say, give me money, give me money. No, they have to apply. He will have to apply, supply information as to why he's applying. And that will be, and his application will be thoroughly investigated. When the people in charge of the fund say yes, let's give him the money, then he gets the money. That is it. Presumably, if they say no, then he doesn't get the money. And that's the kind of fund that we have. My prayer is that the Yoruba nation will be created soon, and that the fund will continue to grow and provide the same kind of support to our nation as the Jewish National Fund is providing for the state of Israel. Then I should say that we are, the totality of what I've said is that we are succeeding. Of course, we are succeeding. But there have been difficulties here and there. The problem, our greatest problem, the Yoruba problem. People say, hey, Yoruba, let no come on, very few nations in the world love their culture and their nation as the Yoruba love their culture and their nation. Very few nations in the world do. We love our culture, we love our nation. We are very proud of our history. But people misunderstand that when you bring anything before the Yoruba nation, they want to examine it. If honey, and everybody is looking at you, go to the honey seller woman and buy a bottle of honey and bring it to the Yoruba people. Ṣé are you sure pé oyin ni? Ṣé a lè tọwò díẹ̀? Kankan wọ́n á rá àwọn tó máa sọ pé ẹ má dá lóhùn. Ewúro ló kó sínú bẹ̀. Kankan, that is it. The duty of anybody who wants to lead the Yoruba people is that he must respect the peculiarities of the Yoruba nation. We are not a nation you can just come and give something and they will do it. Chief Awolowo said, do not do anything for the Yoruba people. Do everything with the Yoruba people. We are different. You do not. That is why Chief Awolowo was so successful. He was not doing anything for the Yoruba nation. He was doing it with them. He will consult, find out. For instance, I need certain things for the future country. I might need a new flag for our country. I might need the national anthem. I might need the passport. I might need the currency notes, and so on and so forth. Can any one of us just go and sit in a room and say we have created those things and it is no, impossible. If you do that, the Yoruba people will reject it. So the answer is we must do what the Yoruba people want. Namely, a fair flag. I want to buy an idea and probably flag because our Yoruba won't design everything for their future country. In my telephone today, there are more than 8 different people to design passport. And you look at some of them, they are very beautiful. There are Yoruba boys, totally design currency notes. Boys and girls, one year. So, I am disrespecting the Yoruba people. I'm very foolishly disrespecting the Yoruba people. The answer is that we must create the method for bringing all the creation together, and selecting a satisfactory one. That's the Yoruba way. Any other way is not the Yoruba way. Among the Yoruba, it is impossible for a dictatorship to emerge. Anybody to believe so we need to work towards the kind of thing that the Yoruba people will accept. Still need the Jalola. That's it. Anybody to this is for the Yoruba people and it is done. For us, for the nation. Then any Toba Sherunya now is injecting something into the psyche of the Yoruba people. If one person can go there and do it, and the rest of us are looking, then any other boy or girl can go and do the same. And what will that result into? It will result into competing warlords. Everybody in a group which don't support it, don't let him on Yoku Kakiri. Ibatobaya, one mama para one mama bara wanja. Yoruba nation there. Yoruba nation will tolerate you. Alone, the God of the Yoruba nation will never let that kind of situation come to us. One or two of the powerful countries that we have been speaking about want to ask us. We supported, in the end, we supported Southern Sudan to have their own country. And we used our influence in the United Nations to persuade the United Nations to accept Southern Sudan. Then Southern Sudan was created. And they have been fighting one another. Different warlords have been fighting one another ever since and killing their people in large numbers. Share country to you, Niribe. Of course not. We are not like that. For one thing, we are one single ethnic group. There are not many ethnic groups. In South Sudan, there are many ethnic groups. And most of the warlords have arisen from the different ethnic groups. Secondly, we are a very sophisticated nation. We are the most sophisticated nation on the African continent. So that can happen to the Yoruba people is not possible. So, contribute to the struggle. Bear that in mind. Go and work with your brothers and sisters. Don't aspire to do anything by yourself. Because if you aspire to do it separately by yourself alone, you will be one, creating the ground for your own destruction. And two, creating the ground for future trouble for the Yoruba nation. Is there anything that I need to say that I haven't said, other than to say I congratulate the Yoruba nation? Àwọn ọmọdé máa ń yọ mí lẹ́nu púpọ̀. Àkànmọ́ní kan kó àwọn ọmọ kan jọ ní Kogi pé mo fẹ́ mo rán iṣẹ́ kan sí wọn is about the security in their homeland. Ìgbà tán jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tán fún wọn. Kì í ṣe àwọn invite èèyàn bí a few, maybe about 10 people lára àwọn leaders pé kán wá gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀gì bàbá. Ìgbà tán máa dé wọ́n lọ bí 100. Okay. Ṣé làwọn yòókù gbọ́ pé bàbá? Ṣé làwọn yòókù gbọ́ pé bàbá ránṣẹ́ sí wọn ni wọ́n join wọn náà gbọ́gbọ́. Ìgbà tẹ́ni yẹn jẹ́ṣẹ́ yẹn fún wọn tán tí ó wá bá. Ṣé ìka tí bàbá ránṣẹ́ sí wa nìyẹn? Àwa rò pé bàbá nìkan lọ announce fún wa pé ọ̀la ni a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ country wa. Bàbá ò rán onírú iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹ sọ fún bàbá kó tètè rán irú iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, because we want our country today, tomorrow. Yet the excitement is there. Our young people want their country. And that's a very happy thing. Ṣùgbọ́n a gbọ́dọ̀ careful. We are still part of a country. We are trying to squeeze our country out of an existing country. And that's a very complex matter. No matter how poor or wretched Nigeria becomes, I want to ban rule one. If I care anybody kurumbe, one if I care any ethnic group, jade kurumbe, they will continue to hold on. And a country, even if it is poor, still has a lot of strength. In the sense that there are countries in the world they can appeal to go on and lower and so on. Oh, Nigeria is now incapable of really paying salaries to its workers. But a country like the United States of America is ready to sell the most sophisticated jet bombs to them, nevertheless. So they have that kind of strength. That's when you have had a country, it to remove its power. Its power is still there. And so we have to be very careful. So we have to be very careful, even about the statements that we make. Yeah, we are hoping to create a country. All right, it is a different thing to say we are no longer part of Nigeria. We have our country. We organize and got 5 million people to sign a petition. And therefore, that's our country. That's not our country. That is not our country. It's an achievement, and we must thank the group that led it. We must thank them very much for it. We thank them very much for it. But that's not our country. What we have created is a tool that we can use to craft the road to our country. It's a tool. It's not yet our country. And we must not deceive our people. We must stop saying things like, at any country where madam alone because we are still part of Nigeria. So Baduro only hurt you or even kill you. And we don't want that to happen. One thing we can tell you categorically, it is totally lawful for you to hold meetings, to hold rallies, to say that you are holding your meeting or your rally in support of your own country out of Nigeria. The right of self-determination is the right of all nationalities in the world, large or small. Our Yoruba right in here, I want Yoruba to 1/10, I want the right in here now. I want Berom, Plateau State, Plateau on the Plateau. Do want you maybe 1 or 2 million, they have the same right. So, Senate only deny it is an inalienable, unquestionable right. You can stand up and tell the world you want a separate country out of Nigeria. That is not an offense. The police should not arrest you for that. If they arrest you for that, they will not be able to take you to court. One more come back and Kogi. So long, Yoruba nation. Don't cause trouble. One will want, but in the end, they couldn't take him to court because they knew that if they took him to court, the court would throw it out. The courts in Nigeria have ruled. The courts, not just, there are international laws that make self-determination a right belonging to every nation on earth. An inalienable right that nobody can take away from them. Yeah. Nobody can take away our right to self-determination. We have now arisen to say that we want to assert that right. It is our right to do so. But the law says, this law does not say to you that you are free to go and disrupt a country and cause insurrection and so on. We are not causing insurrection in Nigeria. We are just telling the world, we are telling Nigeria, we are telling our people that we want our country. We have even written a letter to the president to say we want our country. That's our right. It's not the type of thing you want to make a noise about, but later we will make a noise about it. It's our right. The president knows it's our right. President stood up in the General Assembly of the United Nations and said that twice on 2 occasions, I think 2016, 2017, General Assembly of the United Nations. He made this statement, self-determination is a right of every nation. It is immoral to deny every nation its right of self-determination. Buhari made that statement. He was speaking then for the Palestinians and for the people in Myanmar, the minority people in Myanmar who have been harassed there. Give them that. So what applies to these Palestinians and the minority people in Myanmar, what's their name, applies to the Yoruba nation too. It applies to the Igbo nation. It applies to the Tiv nation. It applies to the Birom, even though there are just about 2 million people. It applies to every nationality in Nigeria. And nobody can take that right away from us. So that's the situation. That is a different thing, though. from saying, we have taken our country. We have not taken our country. We are working towards taking our country. And God is making us stronger and stronger and stronger. And very soon, we hope, we will be able to take our country. When will it be? I don't know. I want it to happen tomorrow. But I know that it could take a little longer. I also look at the fact that Nigeria itself is disintegrating. Even the president cannot travel in certain parts of Nigeria. A few days ago, his entourage was attacked, and some people were wounded there. That's it. Nobody can take his car and travel the road between Abuja and Kaduna. And many, actually most, most of the governors of the northern states live in Abuja. They cannot live in their homes. They cannot live in their states. That's the situation. Nigeria is no longer able to pay its civil servants. It must borrow money to pay. But it is close to the IMF says the Nigeria now spends about 92.6% of its income to service debts. And yet Nigeria is borrowing more and more. Now, many countries are refusing to lend Nigeria money. China used to lend them money off the cuff. Now China has refused. They went to Brazil to try and raise a loan. Brazil didn't even answer them back. So the situation is terrible. And it is one of the things that we are telling the world as we go around, that the country Nigeria, and they all know, is becoming a no country on its own without our doing anything to it. So why should we endanger the lives of our people by asking them to begin to behave in a way that can make Nigeria begin to attack them? Why? It doesn't make sense. So from the beginning, that's why how we are going to continue. We said from the beginning our struggle was going to be peaceful and law-abiding. And it has been peaceful and law-abiding. And nobody is going to drag the Yoruba people into any illegality or into danger. Nigeria is not strong, it's not weak, etc. But if we continue to say and do certain things that shows that we are disregarding the laws of Nigeria, or we are disrespecting the laws of Nigeria, Nigeria can march the army into our homeland. Make no bones about it. Nigeria can march the army into our homeland and justify itself before the international community by saying that we are insurrectionists. We Yoruba are not insurrectionists. We are not rising against anybody. We just want our country. And we have been managing this thing very carefully since the beginning. In 2020, under pressure from friends abroad, said, let us know, how do you want to do this and so on. I sat down and wrote a 35-page manual on how we Yoruba are going to, process our self-determination struggle. And everybody likes it. That's the first thing I put forward when we go to see any country. This is the way we want to do it. And they say, oh, this is good. That is it. So any struggle which has been peaceful into a unilateral declaration of secession. No, our first is we don't want to do any unilateral declaration of secession. We don't want to carry out any insurrection. We will get our country out of Nigeria. God Almighty is already helping us. The fact that the country is getting weaker and weaker, and the world is seeing it, that insecurity is mounting to the extent that even the president cannot go to his home hometown without being attacked on the road. That's good for news for us. One government sent a letter, which we got 2 days ago. What happened? Why is it that your press, what can you give us, can you explain to us what happened? That your president's entourage was attacked on the road to his hometown. So we gave them the explanation. It's not long, some 5 or 6 sentences. Yeah, that's a country on the way down. Why do you want a country on the way down to come and unleash its remaining little power against you? So we have to be very careful. I want to warn all our activists, all our leaders, men and women, please desist from statements that can be interpreted by Nigeria as insurrection or treason, and that can therefore give them an excuse to launch the law or the military against us. Please, let's be careful. I beg of you. Our people don't deserve to be brutalized before we get our country. We will get our country. Fine, I want it tomorrow. As I said, end of this year, I'm going to Jenaju. One of our brothers, Chief Imam from Ilorin, says, oh, it will come in September. Beautiful. But yeah, because he's a priest in the Islamic religion, but yeah, we'll share to repair September. That's good. But I want to September, in the country, why am I worried? The 5 million is our country. It's not our country. It's a tool that we will use to get our country, but it's not our country. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of you who are working. I want to share from Yoruba nation. Claim. Yes, I'm doing the little that God gives me the knowledge to do. But there are hundreds, thousands of young groups, of youth groups out there. Our country, the lot in London, Nigeria, Monday. They arrived here in Cotonou on Wednesday, on Tuesday. And why? Because they just wanted to come and describe to me what they have been doing. And they have been spending their own money. Some of them are taxi cab drivers in America and Britain. But they are contributing money, their own money. They are not raising money. They are not asking anybody for money. They are contributing their own money into an account where they are using to do some things to contribute to the struggle back home. It touched my heart. Two of them came and they said, so, I won't make any announcement. And they have clear evidence of what they have been doing. I was impressed. I want to Kakiri, part of your state. Saying last week. Attack one very seriously. Rent a bus, put themselves on the road, and just go from town to town shouting, Yoruba nation now, Yoruba nation now, and so on. Won't go allow anybody. I want one day shaking in. Gone. It won't pokakiri the Yoruba. It won't pokakiri the Yoruba. And we must be grateful to them. We must not treat them as if they do not exist. Our call, our share one battle long for a lot to show. But our one share a lot more. There are people in the diaspora who are doing the same. I know a young man in the diaspora, and he was telling he was not lying to me. He has spent more than 30 million naira of his money supporting this struggle back home. I know him personally. I know groups in other parts of the world who are doing similar things. So this is a multi-dimensional struggle being carried out by people who love their nation, who want their nation to be free from the rebels of Nigeria. And we must be very cautious how we talk and not begin to arrogate to ourselves anything other than that we are making our own contributions. Millions of other Yoruba people are making their own humble contribution. In one marketplace, somewhere in Ijebu, the women gathered together, contributed money. They still don't know what to do with it. Then they sent to me, I want that wo. I want lower see or struggle. One young woman, Tosha Bima, her first child, in a village in Ekiti, called somebody to say, Kilon Shema Baba Basoro. In country on fair sheni pe on fair mu owo lara owo tan wa fún ọmọ òun owó tan wa fún òun gbà tan sọmọ òun lórúkọ òun fẹ́ mú lára ẹ̀ kó òun mú síbẹ̀ sí Yorùbá National Fund lórúkọ ara òun kó òun mú sí National Fund yẹn lórúkọ ọmọ bébì òun yìí so that àwa méjèèjì máa lórúkọ ní rẹ́kọ̀dù fund yẹn forever. These are touching stories. So beat my chest to say, I want to liberate Yoruba people. I am disrespecting millions of people who are struggling. It is not right. Let us be humble in what we are doing. And may God lead us to our new country in peace. In peace. And may our country go on to prosper mightily in the world and become the shining light that we expect it to be. Thank you very much. God be with you all.
Amen, sir. Thank you very much, Papa. We appreciate you.
I need to add, for instance,
yes, sir.
Forgive me. I want media presenters who are, they have come together and created an association. Yeah, good on my association to fight for the Yoruba self-determination, the self-determination from Nigeria. So we have to be very respectful of all these efforts because we want to build a country that respects human beings. We Yoruba respect human beings, human life, and human dignity. When we begin to say, you are disrespecting the dignity of man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, Papa. We appreciate you. Just a quick in-house arrangement. As you all, for those of you who are not here at the beginning, this is a special broadcast from the national leader. And with him on this platform today are people that were chosen to come with him, and they may have one or two things to say. It's also my pleasure to introduce the national vice chairman of this movement, Alagba Banji Ayiloge. I also have the pleasure of to introduce to you the chief hero of this movement. That is Chief Sunday Igboho alias Shah. He's also sitting here among us. And also, who is this again? Can you please mute if you are not? And also, we have one or two other members who accompany Papa to this special broadcast today. In the name of Mr. Fatai Oguribido, the General Secretary of the Yoruba World Media Organization. And one more person, I think I'm going to get a name in a minute. That's Professor, Dr. Isaac Oluwa Okibiono. If I'm wrong, we can change that. So the way these are, I will not I will not want to take questions because the main reason why we call while this meeting is being held is because Papa want to reach out, update and upgrade the latest ongoing activities of Yoruba nation movement. And that is what he has just done. He has delivered his address. So like I said, I'm going to allow the other people who accompany him here today to contribute. Maybe if 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes is going to be enough, I would want to invite the National Vice Chairman, Alagwabanji Ayiluge.
Okay. Thank you, Olootu. And I want to welcome every one of you to these very
Can you speak up a little bit louder, please, sir?
Okay. Let me make my mic louder.
Go back here, man.
It's okay.
Àwọn ọmọ wa ti ní phrase yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Where can you increase the volume, sir?
Hold on. Okay, see what's going on. Yeah, see no mic here, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. A few seconds. Okay.
Okay, sir. But yeah, increase the volume, sir.
Okay. How about now?
It's getting better.
Yes. Go. Now you hear me?
Very well, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, external mic, see, printer, lower, ni port to your core. I'm sorry about that. I greet all of you, Babawa, Professor Akitoye, and the rest of you there. I want to welcome you to this important meeting and let's say press conference. Yes, I'm not going to repeat what has been said. However, there are certain things I want us to actually bear in mind, and I want to emphasize on them. The first stage of this struggle has been to make enough noise, so to speak, so that people can be aware of our desire for our own country. We've done that successfully for the past 2 years or more. There is no doubt that we've done that. We've even had rallies and all that and everybody. But with this beautiful awareness that we've created, there is the time now for us to settle down. And we are all aware of that. And that is where the Yoruba self-determination movement, came in. That was when we started thinking, let's structure. When we structure, we can bring stability and planning and control, to our geographic area of the country. There is no way we can continue to shout and mobilize and all that without taking proper control of our area. We are just deceiving ourselves. And that is why the idea of coming together, which the chairman said before, was spearheaded by a group of people, and it translated to the organization we have. We are not saying, don't be part of your other organizations, but come to this organization so that we can build together. And once we say this is what we are doing, and as a matter of fact, when I assumed office, I told the chairman, I said, look, I'm going to free you to be able to deal with other areas of the struggle. Diplomacy, all those things you can. But I will be responsible for the day-to-day building up. Hello? Are you talking to me? I see you moving your lips. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not saying anything.
So I told the chairman, look, you concentrate on building the general this, and I will be putting the blocks together one by one. And we've been doing that. Unfortunately, people just assume that because we have order and we defer to the leader to handle certain things, they can just come in and say, once we can sidetrack Babakitoye, that is the end. It's not possible. We have the structure. The structure of the Self-Determination Council is solidly, and I say solidly again, behind him. The fact that we decide to do other things is a culture of division of labor. And this is what I mean. YSDM, for instance, we know that part of controlling our area is to make sure that the youths are gainfully engaged. Our people are not dying of famine. Of course, security. Most of the people say that, because of security situation in Yoruba land, people are not going to famine. We are looking seriously into that. Look, some of these interlopers coming from outside the country settle in our forest because some of our youth, they have abandoned agriculture. We intend to go there to our land and start farming, for instance. And when our people are there, it is important to back them up to stand their ground in their own land. That's part of what we are doing. So if we ask, for instance, if we ask you for central account, donate money to the central account, nobody is saying that we are going to be using the central account to do anything, but to engage our people we will create jobs. We will also make sure that farming becomes a productive sector of our economy so that there will be no famine in Yoruba land. Those of you calling home, call home. Ask them for the price of yam or any of the staple food. This is because people had abandoned the farm because of security threat. These are the things that we want to do with your money. And all this letter writing and all that are just the icing on the cake. And I want to tell you something again that is very important. When the world community that you are writing letter and you are meeting, when they know you are serious on the ground and that you know what you are doing, of course, they are going to take you seriously. It is not a question of once you have these letters and you send it out to 200 countries, like the chairman said, now you have a country. No, they have ambassadors in Nigeria. And those ambassadors report to their home country on a daily basis. So if you don't engage your people and control your immediate area, they are not going to take you seriously. So the YSDM is quietly building to engage, and then we allow our chairman to continue the diplomacy and all that can actually, the two work hand in hand. And so nobody can just say, Babakitoye should go and sit down, it's too this, it's too, no. All he has been doing, he's been informing us. And we've been saying, okay, this is what we need to do next. Should we do it? Should we proceed? These are the things that many of you don't know because we are not coming out to say it. Babakitoye is not the only person, he's not the only elder that is in the movement. There are so many of us. There are so many that he takes advice from. There are so many of us that are ready to vouch for him. So the idea that somebody can say, well, I'm now going to assume a leadership position because I'm bad-mouthing one of us, it's not going to happen. And it cannot happen because the rest of the people are not going to back down. They are not going to follow that individual. So these are the kind of things that we have not been saying before. People like myself have prepared just to come out occasionally to talk about programs because we are here to be able to do the rest of the thing. That is why you have not, he is not a lone ranger, for instance. He is not, by any means at all. So we must also know that the central account is very important. It's a good program that all Yoruba, and besides, it's the Yoruba people that asked for this account. I remember when I became the vice chairman of the organization, everywhere I went, they would say, where is the central account? Pat Kitoye said 2 weeks. Now you are telling us 2 weeks. Where is the account? And I had to tell them that this is an account that will be set up. If Banja Iloge wants to set up an account, I can set up an account within an hour for myself because nobody is breathing. But we wanted to make sure that this account is beyond reproach. Akintoye's name is not there. Ayiloge's name is not there. Most of the people, those are the leadership, their names are not there. We gave this, they cannot take money out without consulting at least dozens and dozens of other people who will ask questions. So why is it that the same people that asked us to set up this foolproof, listen, I will go to another account that is controlled by an individual? I don't understand that. So let me not waste time. I promise you, I'm not going to repeat what has been said. All I'm going to say now is that the account is open. There are ways to do the account. The account is key to helping our people. Somebody called me a few days ago and said, look, some people have been wounded. If we can bring money out of the account to do that. I said, well, look, we are still trying to bring enough funds. These are the kind of things. But besides that, by the time we have enough money in the account, nobody will be wounded in Nigeria. For instance, all the people that they were going on our own mission. We will make sure that they have coverage when they are going there. We'll set up farming there, and those places will be protected also. When you have a fallow ground to some people who came outside the country, they can settle down and say nobody's going to touch us. And that is what is happening. We want to reverse that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I won't waste your time, I promise. That's all I have to say. And like you said, there's no question. People can reach me on banji.ayiloge@ysdm.org. Right? I can send you the forms. The secretary is scholar.ilesami@ysm.org. Write those numbers or email addresses. They will send you forms for your organization to be part of YSDN. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Vice Chairman of Yoruba Self-Determination Movement. Again, I'm not going to start repeating most of what you said already. Otherwise, it will be too time-consuming. Like I said here, if anybody has any question, please send them directly.
Ogunribido hasn't spoken.
I'm coming to them, sir, one by one, sir. The next person I'm going to call is our hero, our man, our main man, Chief Sunday Igboho. He wants to give us 1 or 2 words about Sunday. Abawa. Sir. Hello. Is he still around?
Whom are we waiting for?
For Chief Sunday Igboho. He was with us.
Oh, okay.
He logged in. And even though at the beginning there was this issue of having problem with his device, I think eventually he got through and logged in, and he confirmed he's among us. Yeah, I'm just checking. Oh, you see here. Alàgbà Chief Sunday Igboho, ẹjọ́ ẹ gbóhùn sókè sà.
Ṣé olóyè ti débẹ̀?
Wọ́n wà níbí sà. Orúkọ tán fi wọlé wà níbí. But it's muted. I'm asking him to unmute. Pelumi, can you please get in touch with Chief to get in touch? I mean, to unmute himself. Pelumi, are you there? I'm trying to get our admin.
Yeah, I'm very sure. I'm very sure. I'm very sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. While we are waiting for Chief Sunday Igboho to join us, let me use the next 2 minutes to hear from the General Secretary of Yoruba World Media.
Hold on. Somebody sent you a note that CSI has been trying to reach you because, and look at the notes. Read the note on the.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It says unmute him.
I've been trying to do. I've been trying to do that, sir. I'm doing that.
Meet Sunday Kole Wale.
Right. We are doing that. Yes, it's been unmuted. It's my pleasure to welcome Chief Sunday Igboho Osha. I call it. I want to move around edge. Sir. Oh yeah, but sorry. I go on so Chief. The whole world is listening. Want to listen. I want to hear from you. Am I right, sir?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Okay, Jackie Castle leg. Come back, boy.
That's good.
Where can move around if there was a move around, sir, if there was. It's coming.
Okay.
Move around, sir. Move around, sir. Network issue, Lele yo.
Network. Network.
Ah, oh my God.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Orúkọ méjì ló wà ńbẹ̀. Tọ́jú orúkọ tó fi wọlé yìí.
Olootu kejì náà kí n fi kejì sọ̀rọ̀.
Orúkọ wo ni kejì sà?
Hello.
Orúkọ wo ni kejì sà? Pẹ̀lú mi.
Orúkọ wo ni kejì? Orúkọ méjì ni. Orúkọ náà la fi gbé méjì. Méjì ni. Olootu kejì náà.
Mi rí kejì yẹn ni sà.
Infinix.
Okay, I'll meet you one.
Infinix.
Okay. Oh, meet your answer.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Ẹ má bínú bàbá mi, Aropo ni mí, mo pẹ́ lóko ògbó yẹn lọ. Ẹ káàbọ̀. Yes sir, mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mi, mo kí ẹ̀yin màmá mi sá. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́mi yógún, mo kí bàbá wa olórí wa pátápátá bàbá Professor Banji Akintoye. Ẹ ṣé ọmọ mi. Wọn náà Professor Wọlé Adéníran kọ́ ló máa mi fún ọ lálàáfíà. Àlékún àlàáfíà tó ṣe kọ́ ló máa mi jogún fún ọ. Lẹ́nà mo kí bàbá wa Ògúnríbidó àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá mi tí mi morúkọ tẹ́ wà lórí program yìí. Mo kí bàbá wa Òsénì àti Yèyé Dára àti gbogbo àwọn tí mo mọ̀ pé mo gbóhùn wọn lábẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Àti bàbá wa Ayílóge.
Àti bàbá wa Ayílóge. Then I don't have much to say.
Mama wa
I want you to permit me to speak my language. You know, I have to my.
Go on. Ó ti dà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Thank you so much. Ohun tí mi kan ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò pọ̀. Ẹ̀yin bàbá náà lẹ ní àgbọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ kò kán àgbọ̀n àbí báwo ni ẹ ṣe ń pa lówe.
Oh, correct.
Ẹ rí i pé sometimes àwọn sọ pé ìgbà tí mo máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí program yẹn ń lọ Ìgbòho ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ jù ẹni kó má sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Bọ̀ǹgbà tí Ọlọ́run lo àwọn bàbá Banji Akintoye tí mo jáde nísìnyí mo láì lò wọ́n tún ní Ìgbòho sọ̀rọ̀ àgbóhùn rẹ̀ mọ́ ó ti sá sẹ́yìn. Ọlọ́run ló pè mí wá èmi ò lè sá ọ̀ǹtì tá a bá dé orílẹ̀-èdè wa tá a gba ilẹ̀ wa báyìí ni mo tó lè sọ pé mo sinmi kò sí nǹkan kan tí mò ń lé ń bẹ̀ mi ò lé president mi ò lé governor mi ò lé anything but nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ rọ̀ ẹ̀yin bàbá wa ni pé kí ọkùnrin ó rí ejò kóbìnrin ọ̀pá kéjò má ti lọ ni o mo fẹ́ kẹ́yin bàbá mi kẹ́ jẹ́ kí a para wa pọ̀ ká ṣera wa lọ́kàn àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tí bàbá ti kọ lẹ́tà sí lóríṣiríṣi ìyá wa onítìrí náà kọ lẹ́tà sí ohun tó ń sọ fún wa ni pé ẹlẹ́rù ni kó gbé níbi tó ti wúwo ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa parapọ̀ ní ká dára wa papọ̀ kí bàbá wa Akintoye fún wa ní date ká bọ́ síta pẹ̀lú peacefully bí bàbá mi ṣe sọ ẹ wo gbà tí àwọn Barcelona tí wọ́n jáde tán láwọn fẹ́ lọ tẹ́ bá sọ abẹ́rẹ́ lẹ̀ láàrin wọn kò lè kalẹ̀ mi tẹ́rọ yẹn pọ̀ dé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa àtàrúgbó àtobìnrin àtọmọdé kí gbogbo wa ká jáde ni ìyá wa onítìrí àwọn náà ń gba ọ̀nà tí wọ́n mọ̀ láti fi jẹ́ pé ká jọ ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ni àwọn èèyàn gbọ́ wọn dáadáa ni kì í ṣe pé ìyá sọ pé òun ti gba orílẹ̀-èdè sẹ́rí èèyàn encourage àwọn èèyàn wá nídìí encouragement wọ́n dẹ̀ nídìí action nídìí ọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ tí n bá jókòó ti bàbá mi Akintoye àìmọye iṣẹ́ náà ti ṣe kí ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ náà lè máa sọ lórí mídíà báyìí tèmi kan tó máa ń sọ pé bàbá ẹ̀ ní sùn ni láwọn òwe gbogbo kọ́ńtì tá à ń sọ yìí ìwé bàbá ti dé tí èso rẹ tèmi ní evidence tí bàbá náà ti kọ̀wé káàkiri dáadáa ohun tó ń sọ fún wọn ń bẹ̀ ni pé kò nídìí ká tanra wa wọ́n ní ẹlẹ́rù ni kó gbé níbi tó ti wúwo wọ́n ní gbogbo òwe tẹ̀ ń kọ wá yìí bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń kọ wá làwọn ìjọba Nàìjíríà ń rán àwọn ambassador wọn àti àwọn delegate wọn wá láti wá blọọkù yín pé irọ́ lẹ̀ ń pa ẹnìkan kan ọ̀pá Yorùbá àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ lè listen sí yín àwọn tó wà níjọba yẹn làwọn máa listen sí ọ̀hún títí ẹ̀yin bá jáde tán pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ yín tí gbogbo yín bá kóra yín jáde tá a rí pé yes lóòótọ́ nìyà yìí ń jẹ yín ẹ mọ̀ pé èmi ò kàwé gẹ́gẹ́ bí bọ̀mú kọ́gbọ́n orí mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ Yorùbá tó pọ̀ dáadáa ìgbà tí mo wà ní grammar school mi níbi Yorùbá 100% mo máa ń gbà English mi lè mọ ju 70% bọ̀ Yorùbá kọ̀sẹ́ tó lè win mi mbẹ̀ ṣé wàá gbèrú àṣàbá yẹn màá wá jùnú ohun tèmi ní lọ́kàn tèmi lè fi ran Yorùbá lọ́wọ́ ní kẹ́ sọ pé kí n ṣáájú fún protest yẹn mi á ṣáájú lẹ́ni táìm kò sígbà tẹ́ jí mi lórí ẹni tèmi ò dìde bóyá ọdún yìí la dẹ̀ máa lọ kìí ṣe nǹkan tó pẹ́ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan bá jókòó síbi kan tó yí ìgbàdo sẹ́yìn gbá ó ń tara ẹ̀ ní this is our time tún lè dúró de another 100 years mọ́ ká tó kú olóko ẹrú eléyìí láti fi oko ọ̀lẹ́ran ó ti fi hàn bàbá mi ti parí ọ̀rọ̀ pé gbogbo wa ní ká parapọ̀ kájọ jáde tán peaceful rally la fẹ́ ṣe àwọn oníbọ̀tà fẹ́ fi báyẹn jà àládàá níkùmọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n alọ́lọ́run a dẹ̀ ní voice a ní ohùn láti béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa kìí ṣe pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan bẹ tí ò yí àwọn èèyàn tó ń sọ pé wọ́n máa fi tracing gbé wa tracing báwo sáfẹ́ gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Buhari ni àgbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Buhari ohun tá a sọ fún Buhari ni pé àbá ẹsẹ̀ mọ́ we are not the same. Our language is not the same. Our culture is not the same. We don't want Nigerian government again. We don't want to be with you again. We want to leave. So ìyẹn ò dìjà bàbá mi.
Kò dìjà.
Àwa ń sọ fún wọn pé bá wọn ṣe mọ́ kí ṣe pa fẹ́ gbàjọba Nàìjíríà kò tá fẹ́ gbàjọba Nàìjíríà ṣe. Àwa ò ṣe pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà mọ́, a fẹ́ dá dúró ni, a fẹ́ lọ. Tí a bá ń retí pé British ń bọ̀ wá declare wa United Nations ń bọ̀ wá declare wa àwọn country bíi 130 200 ń bọ̀ wá declare wa àwọn bàbá sùwé ni wá bàbá sùwé òun ni wá à ń ṣe fíìmù ni àwa la máa jáde pẹ̀lú protest tó dáa á béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa níjọ́ yẹn tí anybody ò ní lọ́bì kankan tí ara ilé á gbọ́ tí ọ̀run mọ̀ tèmi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ohun tèmi dream ni tí mo ti rí tí mo tàdé mọ̀ pọ̀ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pa ti dórílẹ̀-èdè yẹn tán báyìí ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kó gbọ́ nígbà tí Noah kan ọkọ̀ àwọn ará ilé Noah gan ọ̀tẹ̀lé Noah ní ó ní ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ wá wọkọ̀ yìí ó ní Ọlọ́run ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ ikú omi ó dé lójijì tí ó gbé yín lọ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá jọ yẹn ṣe tó lúwa ẹ pa gbogbo wèrè wọn olúwa arọ́ rẹ̀ ò ní sọ fún ọ pé ọkọ̀ wèrè tó ń kàn káàkiri yẹn bọ̀ǹgbà tí àwọn èèyàn díẹ̀ jọ inú alápọ̀nù mọ́tò yẹn tí omi táwọn wí dé ó gbé àwọn ará ilé Noah gan lọ. So nídìí àti dúró de ariwo ọjà Ọlọ́run ò ní dàrin ẹ̀yin bàbá mi àtẹ̀yin mọ̀mọ́ mi rú ọmọdé sì lèmi ọmọdé pátápátá ni mí kò sí ẹ̀tẹ̀ rán mi tí mi ń jẹ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tá a wà yìí èmi ò fẹ́ kí èdè àìyedè kó wà rìn wa kì í ṣe gbogbo àṣírí lẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa béèrè lẹ́nu bàbá wa kí tó ìkan máa sọ síta inú mi ò dùn bí bàbá ṣe ń sọ gbogbo sẹ́tàn ti ṣe yẹn mi ń wá òkè nídìí àti sàlà ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kó gbà yín gbọ́ pé ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kó má gbà yín gbọ́ Ọlọ́run tẹ́ ń ṣe fún mọ̀ pé ń ṣe ìgbà tó bá yá tá a bá débi tá à ń lọ fi gbogbo evidence yẹn hàn wọ́n síbẹ̀ kó wá sọ́dọ̀ mi mo rí gbogbo òwe yẹn nà án mo dẹ̀ yìnyín níjọ́ kan mo pè yín láago méjì òru náà bá sùn ní ẹni ẹ fẹ́ béèrè àwọn nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ mi ni mo ní kí ni nǹkan náà ẹni déètì wo la lọ sí Ìbàràpá tẹ́ bá rántí ẹni déètì wo lẹ́yìn àṣẹ mítìn kan bó dìgbà mọ́ bàbá mi láago méjì òru ẹlẹ́nkọ àwọn òwe kan lọ́wọ́ ni tẹ́fẹ́ send sí báyìí bóyá United States lẹ́tún ní wọ́n tún ní kan tún kọ̀wé kan wá ń jọ yẹn bí British lẹ́dẹ̀ lẹ́ǹgbé lọ ní mìíràn tí country tẹ́ pé àbí Brazil tẹ́ pé ni mo ní bàbá mi bàbá sùn àgbàlagbà ní yẹn sùn ẹdílẹ̀ mọ́ tílẹ̀ bá dẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀rẹ̀ máa kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan bá wá ní òun ò ní fi irú sẹ́bẹ̀ yìí wèrè àrò ní wèrè gidi olórí ibú ẹ̀dá ni ò ní yìnyín àwọn náà ní bàbá kan ti bàbá wọn bọ́ta pẹ̀lú èjì yẹn kó ní ẹ bọ́ta kó ṣáájú wa kó ní káníṣó níbẹ̀ ibi wọn ní bàbá àwọn bàbá wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rù ẹ̀wọ̀n wọn fẹ́ kàn pa wọn bọ́yìn ò bẹ̀rù anything ẹ wo bàbá wa Adéníranṣẹ́ hospital bàbá yẹn wà láti bí ìjẹta ń sìn tán àdúgbò pẹ̀lú operation àánú bàbá yẹn máa ń ṣe mí ẹ wo bàbá ẹ wo kí tẹ́ ń gùn ní bẹ̀nẹ̀ tẹ́ ń tọ̀kalẹ̀ tẹ́ ń bọ̀ lójú pé wọ́n lè fi mí lẹ́nà kí ẹ bá ìyẹn gán ti tọ́ bí yìí so mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jèbùrẹ́ mọ́ bínú sẹ́ni kankan ẹ̀yin lólórí wa ẹ̀yin níjà ti bínú sẹ́ni bọ́dì ohun tèmi mọ̀ ni pé ẹ dá ọ̀rọ̀ yín padà pé gbogbo wa àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin ẹ̀yin ni bàbá everybody gbogbo wa la ṣiṣẹ́ kò sẹ́ni tí ò ṣiṣẹ́ o kódà ẹni tí ń sọ yìí pé bàbá mi àwọn ẹwọ́ ya àwọn ẹ̀ tó ń dáwọ́ ẹwọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ló fi jẹun ó ń da torí pé inú rẹ̀ ò dùn sí ìjọba Nàìjíríà mọ́ ojú àwọn èèyàn ti la anybody ti ready under 80% ti ṣe tán wọ́n ń retí ká jáde ni ìjáde wa lẹ́nibọ́dì ń dúró dè ẹ̀yin bàbá mi ni kẹ́ mọ́jú kó rẹ̀ yìí kẹ́ mọ́jú kí déètì yẹn pẹ́ kẹ́ tètè fún gbogbo èèyàn ní déètì wa níjọ́ tá a kó lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà toríjọ́ tá a bá jáde protest wa la máa kúrò nílùú yẹn la kò ní abẹ́ Nàìjíríà pátápátá kò sí ohun tí Nàìjíríà lè ṣe fún wa níjọ́ tá a kó Ọlọ́run lọ́mọ níjọ́ tá a bá ti jáde la kó lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà níjọ́ tá a bá ti jáde protest ẹ bá ti mú déètì protest yẹn èmi ò sọ pé kẹ́ sọ́ọ́sì tá à ń sìn o bọ̀ èmi mọ̀ pé tí ń plan ẹ̀ tí ń design ẹ̀ so mo fẹ́ kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mi tẹ wà ń bí ẹ pé mọ̀mọ́ wa Onítìrí kí ẹ ṣe another meeting kí ìyá wà ń bẹ̀ torí mi mọ nǹkan tí ìyá ò sí ibi ta lẹ́yìn fún ẹ ṣe meeting míì kí ìyá wà ń bẹ̀ ká ṣe ra wa lọ́kàn ẹ̀yin lẹ́nu mi Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́mi yóò gùn ẹ̀ ní kú fún mi àjọ délẹ̀ lérí yẹn láìpẹ́ yìí ni ọdún yìí náà là á dé bẹ̀ ọdún yìí ni kò yẹ wàláì mo fọlọ́ múra ẹni tí ò bá mọ̀ kó lọ mọ̀ eégún lòun òjò lòun fẹ́ rọ̀ alásọ̀kan lòun fẹ́ wòran alásọ̀kan Nàìjíríà alásọ̀kan ni wọ́n ò ní nǹkan kan tó lè ṣe fún Áfíríkà kó lu yẹn àwa la ní epo àwa la ní oil mò ń sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà ni mò ń ké gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún wa lórí ilẹ̀ wa àwa gẹ́gẹ́ lọ́mọ Israel ìran Fáráò làwọn Fúlàní ìran Fáráò ni wọ́n ìran Fáráò ni Buhari nídìí wọn they don't want them so Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ mo rọ̀ yín bàbá mi ẹ̀mí yóò gùn gbogbo sẹ́tẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ mọ́ sọ síta mọ́ mo ti gba mẹ́sẹ̀jì oríṣiríṣi pé kí n wọ̀nù bàbá kí bàbá mọ́jì kan pùsì àwọn láti mọ̀ sọ pé àwọn ti ṣe báyìí àwọn ti ṣe báyìí ẹ̀ nídìí ẹ̀ bàbá mi ẹ mọ́ bínú ẹnu ọmọ ọgbà yá pàdé mọ́ òkàn fi ọ̀rọ̀
ṣé ọmọ mi òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
ẹ mọ́ dẹ́ni kí pùsì dé pé máa sọ gbogbo sẹ́tẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹn mọ́ ẹ nídìí ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run tẹ̀ ń ṣe fún mọ̀pẹ́ ṣe then ìyàwó Onítìrí náà ń ṣe tiẹ̀ bọ́n tèmi mọ̀ ní pé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà àjọ join together ni a ṣera wa lọ́kan àjọ jáde kò sẹ́ni tí ò ní arọ tí ò lè rìn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi wíwá ẹrù gbé níjọ́ tẹ bá fún wa ní déètì pé ìjọba ìlà àṣẹra lè so mo fẹ́ kẹ́ pé mọ̀mọ́ wa Onítìrí àti bàbá àtàwọn àgbààgbà kẹ́ wà ń bẹ̀ torí mo ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe fọ́ẹ̀sì kan pé irú mítì gbọ́dọ̀ wáyé láti ṣẹ́tù gbogbo ohun tí ń bẹ láàrin wa kọ́lọ́ mọ́ fèdí mú wa tí débi tá à ń lọ tán àwọn Fúlàní yẹn ọ̀dákẹ́ wọ́n sì ń lọ Senegal ni wọ́n ń lọ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà lọ ń ṣe nǹkan burúkú torí àwọn náà àwọn tí ń lọ ń bá wọn ti sọ fún wọn pé Yorùbá lọ láìpẹ́ yìí Yorùbá máa lọ láìpẹ́ yìí àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ní ẹnìkan sọ́jà kankan ò lè dẹ́rùbà wá fíìmù tìrìkì sọ́jà ń ṣe kódà kan mọ́ fi gbóró pé kó sọ́jà kiri gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n ń tanra wọn ní wọ́n ń tanra wọn ní o wọ́n ń tanra wọn ní Ọlọ́run tó kó mi yọ ní July 1st tí ó fẹ̀mí mi lé Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ kò ní fi ẹ̀mí ẹnìkan kan wá ṣòfò mọ́ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run so ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ní pọ̀ púpọ̀ jù mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ bàbá mi tẹ wà ń bí bàbá mi Bánjí Akíntóyè ẹ̀mí yóò gùn fún wa rèé pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ gbogbo àṣírí wa iṣẹ́ pé ẹ mọ̀ tó síta mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó gbé yẹn tó bá lẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ó gbé bàbá tiẹ̀ náà bọ́ ta kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mi ò lọ́rọ̀ púpọ̀ o so ẹ rí i pé nígbà tí mo mọ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni Ìgbòho ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ jù mo sì dákẹ́ nígbà tí n tún sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ń sìn wọ́n ní àwọn gbòòrò rẹ̀ mọ́ bí ó ti sátẹ́yìn ni Yorùbá ní sàtẹ́mi gbé lọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ ẹnu bá dalẹ̀ Yorùbá ó mu èmi ò ní owó kankan tí mo fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú kankan lórí ibi tá a jọ dé yìí mo ti débi tí mò ń lọ tán kẹ́nìkan àfọwọ́ kan tí ò ní tún kó fi tàn mí pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan mi tó ti bàjẹ́ tọ́lọ́ fẹ́ mi owó kọ́ là ń sọ ìmọ̀ wa ń gbà mò ń bọ̀ nílé ayé mi mú nǹkan kan wá mo wá lásán jọ́ tí n bá máa lọ pẹ̀lú òfò ọwọ́ lásán ni orúkọ rere sàn ju wúrà àti fàdákà lọ orúkọ rere yẹn lèmi ń tọrọ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó fún mi lórí ibi tá a dé yìí Yorùbá nation no going back gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ń fi itọ́ dúdú sínú tó ń tu funfun jáde lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá yóò parẹ́ tìrantìran ni gbogbo anybody tí ìbá jẹ́ tó bá jẹ́ tó gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tí ìbá jẹ́ tó ń tú àṣírí wa fáwọn olóṣèlú tó rò pé òun ń tàn wá jẹ Ọlọ́run kan lu ẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá mi tẹ́ dó tọkàntọkàn tẹ́ dó taratara tẹ́ tàn wá jẹ Ọlọ́run ó dó tẹ̀yìn náà láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà àjọmọ ju fúláàgì wa lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa yìí ni láṣẹ Ọlọ́run ni àṣẹ Ọlọ́run ni kì í ṣe tèèyàn láìpẹ́ yìí ni kò sí nǹkan kan tí ọ̀sẹ̀ kò sí ti ń dẹ́ Bíbélì ní kò tó ń dẹ́rù bà mí ó ní ẹ̀rù kò sí ní ọkàn mi torí pé Jèhófà ń bẹ láàyè ẹ gbàgbé bó ṣẹlẹ̀ Ogun kọ́ agbára kọ́ Ọlọ́run ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ọdún yìí ni òpin Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ finish. Ìṣèyàn ọlọ́ngbà tí Mósè ó lọ bá Fáráò, Mósè ò gbébọn lọ́wọ́, àwọn bá ń bẹ lórílẹ̀ ńgbà náà. Ọlọ́run ọ̀ràn Mósè sí ọba kankan, ó ní mo rán ọ sí Fáráò lọ bá Fáráò. Gbogbo àwọn bàbá tí ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá ń ṣe mọ́jà bá wọn jà mọ́. Àwọn náà wọ́n ti rí pé kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́ ju káwọn tẹ̀lé wa lọ. Wọ́n tẹ̀lé wa ni, àwọn bàbá wa ni wọ́n ò lọ́pṣàn. Bàbá wa ni wọ́n, àwa náà sì jọba lé lórí, àwa tí wọ́n jọba lé lórí ni wọ́n ń pa, a sì ti jẹ́ kí wọ́n mọ̀ àwọn náà dẹ̀ ti rí ń sìn. Kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́jú káwọn bàbá wa tẹ̀lé wa. Kódà ń jọ rálì yẹn, mo fi ń dá yín lójú pé àwọn bàbá wa ọba tí ó tẹ̀lé wa, ẹlòmíà ní sọ́ọ̀kì ń jọ yẹn, ọba tí ó tẹ̀lé wa, wọ́n lé 20, táwọn gan mọ̀ dùrù kẹrẹ̀. Bàbá mi Akíntóyè ẹ mọ̀ sí náà, ẹ bá àwọn ọba kan ti bá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀. Báwọn gan mọ̀ sọ pé bó ọlọ́mọogun wẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ wò ni. Táwọn gan kọrin ayọ̀ pàdé wa, kí la wá ń bẹ̀rù fún, kí la fẹ́ mọ bára wa jà fún lórí nǹkan tí ò ní tó. Wọ́n ti ń bẹ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá tó pín. So gbogbo wa iṣẹ́ àtẹni tí ń fẹ́ atẹ́gùn, ẹni tó wà lágbẹ̀dẹ, ẹni tí ń tẹ ewìrì, iṣẹ́ ní ń ṣe. Ẹni tí ń fọwọ́ tẹ ewìrì, iṣẹ́ ní ń ṣe. Ẹni tí ń lurin, iṣẹ́ ní ń ṣe. Ẹni tí ń bomi pa ẹyin iná, iṣẹ́ ní ń ṣe. Gbogbo àná ìlàjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́, bàbá mi gbogbo ilẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́. Iṣẹ́ tèmi lè ṣe ní kẹ́ni kí n ṣáájú kí n mọ ṣẹ́rálì nṣó. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ fìwé gbáǹdì lọ, ẹ mọ bẹ́tò lọ. So kò sí wàhálà kankan, kò dẹ̀ sọ́lọ́ sọ́jà tí ọ̀pẹ nìkankan ní wájú yẹn láti Ọlọ́run. Fúniládé tó kó ìmọ̀ọ́bọ̀ á jáde ńjọ́ yẹn. Nígbà tá a bá dẹ̀ máa wọlé, ìdùnnú láfi wọlé. Ìdùnnú tá a fi wọlé ni pé Ọlọ́run ti yọ̀ǹda orílẹ̀-èdè wa fún wa. Lọ́bátá láṣẹ Ọlọ́run láìpẹ́ yìí ni, tó bàbá mi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni, ẹ dákun Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kẹ́ kú fún mi o. Wàhálà yóò ní gbé ẹni lẹ́nu ní jẹsẹ̀ yìí o. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Thank you.
Ìgbòho ṣà ẹ kọ́kọ̀ yálà ìyá Fúlàní.
Ẹ ṣé bàbá wa Ìgbòho ṣà. Mo fẹ́ fi ọ̀rọ̀ kékeré kan pẹ̀lú tí aṣáájú tó ṣà. Àwọn kan tí a máa ń sọ ń gbà míì, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ló ní ìdìwé o. Àyòmọye ìlú ló wà lágbàáyé tí olórí wọn, aṣáájú wọn tán ní láti tán kàwé rẹpẹtẹ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ gbádùn ilé ayé wọn. We want to assure you, we want to appreciate you, and we want to say pé humility tẹ́ fi ń bá gbogbo wa deal báyìí kò ṣe fowó rà o. Lówó ní gba gbogbo irú àǹfààní yẹn lọ́wọ́ yín. I'm going to call on I think the last person is going to be Alàgbà Fatai Ogunribido. He is the General Secretary of Yoruba World Media Organization. Alàgbà Fatai Ogunribido. I also want to remind people, and to a question, need the question direct. Send the question yẹn sí wa kí àwa béèrè tàbá ti tán wá ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán. Bàbá Fatai, ẹ̀yin ló kàn.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciating your coming.
Gbọ́ ẹ o.
Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Yes, mo kí ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́ sà, ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́ mà. Ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, ẹ kú àgbà. Ní agbára ṣe Ọlọ́run, àgbà yín ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Ẹ̀mí yín á gùn fún wa. I send my greetings to everyone, all my daddies, all my mommies who are here tonight. I appreciate your coming. I appreciate the invitation that has been extended to me to be part of this unique occasion. Actually, I have to commend the effort of all our fathers because we can see the sign here that Yoruba people, as uniquely as we have been so made, have displayed that enormous unity tonight, and the extent to which our fathers have come together tonight. I mean, in all elder statesmen, and we appreciate all of taking upon yourself to free us as a race, as a people from the current shackles that we've been put by the Fulani government and their cohorts. Thank you very much. I'll be mixing my words with both Yoruba and English because I want us to be able to reach out to people who actually are not really opportunity to understand us much deeper than we should be understood. ní agbára ṣe Ọlọ́run iṣu ọmọ gẹ́gẹ́ bá ti jọmọ fún yín iṣu wa pọ̀ máa jiná fún yín jẹ o àní fi ń ṣàwátì o agbára ṣe Ọlọ́run ẹ ní ṣàìsàn gbogbo ohun tẹ̀dẹ̀ fi ń ṣe wàhálà ìdààmú lágbára ṣe Ọlọ́run nígbà tí àsìkò tó bá máa tó ojú ìbò yín ló máa ṣe ẹ ṣe gan ni. First of all, let me just tell us this. We are a unique people as Yoruba people. And that is one of the reasons why we have this problem that people think is a problem. No, it is because of the uniqueness with which we have been made. Most of the time, we reach out to people. We let them to understand that we are all uniquely made. Every Yoruba-blooded person is a star. Every Yoruba-blooded person is unique. Talents. Let's imagine what happens across the world now. There is no place in the entire world where landmark breakthrough is being made in technology, in agriculture, in education, in every aspect of life. You must meet Yorubas there. That is the way we have been made. And that is the reason why even in the early 60s to early 70s, many of the judges and lawyers that actually emancipated the West African coast are from Yoruba race. The Chief Justice in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, was sent from Yoruba land to go and organize their legal systems. Such is the history that we have as Yoruba people. Now, when we look back now and see the situation that we are now, can we see with our two eyes as we are created, is this where we should be? Is this what should be happening to us at this point in time? When you comb the entire UK today, the most populated ethnic group in UK today, in every universities, are Yoruba boys and girls. Anybody can Google it, and they are performing uniquely well. So the time has come for us to be able to talk to ourselves. Is this where we should be? So to you that is hearing me tonight, let it be in your mind. Is this where we should be at this point in time? Such retarded people that they have made us to be, our youths, all our elderly women, at times when we go to the rallies, I look at our women, I cry. Our mothers, our grandmothers, come and see them just struggling to walk because they come to the rally. Our mothers should be back home resting and enjoying their life. You know, we love life as Yoruba people. So, àlàyé tí mo ń ṣe ni wípé ẹ jẹ́ ká ro àròjinlẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn bàbá tán bí wa àtàwọn ọmọ lẹ́yìn wọn. Ṣé ibi tó yẹ ká wà lélẹ̀? Ẹ wá jẹ́ ká wá sọ̀rọ̀ fún ara wa ní àṣálẹ́. Can we afford to fail as a people?
No, we can't. And we won't fail.
To allow self-centeredness to take center stage in our struggle?
No, we will not allow it.
We are uniquely made, full of talents, in every ramification of life. When are we going to start? And before I move forward, let me tell you this. If we allow 2023 to happen, it is going to be the sealing, that is putting a seal on the destruction of the Yoruba race. You know the reason why? In 2014, the Amalgamation Treaty expired, which has put to the entire world that the existence of Nigeria as we are talking now is invalid. Number two, we also what happened in the last 1.5 years. Criminals went to court to challenge the constitution. And because the government of Nigeria knows if they attend that court, they are going to be defeated. because the constitution itself is fake. That the government didn't appear in court to defend that constitution goes to show that Nigeria is existing illegally and being governed by a fake constitution. That's number 2. Number 3, for more than 10, 15 years, the North have been practicing their Sharia. So if anything happens today and we are summoned to a court of law now to come and defend Nigeria, I don't think there's any legal binding. There can't be any legal reference that we can use to support the existence of Nigeria. And the world knows this. That is why they are telling us they will not come to fight for our independence for us. If the government is using coercion to suppress us, if they are using intimidation to put us in place, I am telling you, they are only testing our resolve as a people. Why are they doing these sort of things? Why are they intimidating us? Why are they using suppression? Why are they using hunger? Why are they weaponizing economy, money, food, and everything? Because they'll be killing us for a very long time that we never ever realized until now that our eyes are opened. So in your we need unity and love. We cannot afford to fail. As it's the share lower, we can't go back. Our friend, talk about our day. What is nítorí pé kí ni ilé wa kò lè jẹ́ oyè ilé bàbá ẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní ìjọba láti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó wà ní ìjọba Buhari, mélòó nínú wọn ni wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ láti gbè wá nígbà tán kọ́ wá nípakúpa. Ìyẹn ni wípé àwo ni wọ́n bá máa ti wọnú ìjọba yẹn wípé tọ́ àwọn àmọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò exist mọ́ ò tiẹ̀ ló wá jẹ, ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tó bá jẹ ni kò dì mú. Don't talk out. Why they threaten wọn? If you talk out, consequence lélẹ́yìí. Only ìṣeré wọn kan dá sí wa nítorí pé àwọn tó bá ti wọlé wọn lè jáde mọ́ because they are in a cult. Irú cult wo ni? The cult of using themselves as slave traders, trading us as their slaves. Indirectly, we are being made to be slaves on our own land, and the slave traders are those senators, those governors they are using. And their the slave masters are those on the federal level, and these true slave dealers are their foreign counterparts that is using them as proxy government. And why are they doing this? It is because they know the richness of our land as Yoruba people. Ojoojúmọ́ ni tàárọ̀ tọ̀sán talẹ́ gold wa ni wọ́n wà ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Òwúrọ̀ ọ̀sán gbogbo tàbí ṣe ọrọ̀ ajé ni wọ́n kó lọ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. And we have learned in history for over 25 years, Nigeria, however, growing 1 to 10 units in oil production rating. Now, what have we got to show for it? Nothing. Education has been destroyed. Everything now is upside down. And some people are still believing 62 years after independence that Nigeria is still working. They are insane. Because all they believe is their own selfish ending. All they want to do, and life is beyond that. We want unity. Our Baba has worked so tirelessly. Láti rí wípé gbogbo nǹkan tí a gbé lọ́wọ́ yìí kò bàjẹ́. Gbogbo ibi tí ẹ kàn rìn sí, tán ti rìn sí, kò sẹ́yìn mi. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbé kò sẹ́yìn mi. Tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé mo kàn sọ́lá sọ̀rọ̀ wípé ní agbára ṣe Ọlọ́run ẹ̀mí yín máa gùn fún wa. Mo fi Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè bẹ̀ wá. Àwa ni ká gbé ọ̀fẹ́ ká lè bá wa gbé o. Nǹkan tán ní ká lọ ṣe ni wípé àwọn tó wà ní UN ní mọ̀ wípé Nàìjíríà ò exist mọ́. ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò rí wa ká dìde ká pariwo sí ìgboro kí gbogbo àgbáyé bá wa rí wípé à ń fẹ́ òmìnira fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ara àwọn àṣírí kan tí àwọn bàbá wa mọ̀ tí wọ́n lè máa fogbẹnu sọ fún wa nìyẹn. Àwọn tó mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò exist mọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ wa tí wọ́n ń kó lọ ló ṣe ń suppress, ló ṣe ń fi military vehicles àti amọ̀kà dẹ́rùbà wá. Ṣùgbọ́n tí ariwo yẹn bá loud láti Lọ́kọ́jà lọ sí gbogbo àwọn àjà òkúta wá sí Jẹ̀bà, tari 5 million people lásán ní orí títì fún ọ̀sẹ̀ kan á gba òmìnira. Thank you, my father Igboho. You said it. And that is what I'm putting more for us to understand. Mo fi Ọlọ́run bẹ̀ wá, gbogbo ọ̀nà tá a bá lè gbà, ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá la fẹ́ o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí mo dẹ̀ tún reach out sí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sìn, àwa tá a jẹ́ head of groups, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fọlọ́run bẹ̀ yín, let the existence of Yorùbá be your priority. And mo dẹ̀ máa ń ṣàlàyé ọ̀rọ̀ kan fún ìṣẹ́jú kan péré sí. Ta ló tiẹ̀ wá sọ fún wa gan pé tá a bá tẹ̀ gba Yorùbá lónìí gan, àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ la máa jẹ́ president, la máa jẹ́ minister, la máa jẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. The system of government we are going to run already is in blueprint. Bàbá wa ti sọ fún gbogbo ìgbà pé ẹ má rò pé gbogbo agbágbádá tá à ń ṣe nítorí pé oníkálukú ni Ọlọ́run yàn fún purpose tiẹ̀ fún agitation yìí. Àwọn kan Ọlọ́run ti ń fún wọn ní training bó ṣe máa rú nílẹ̀ Yorùbá táwọn gan ò mọ̀ wípé nǹkan tó ń go through is about what the future they will need. Nígbà tó bá dé tán ló máa rẹ̀ láti pé àṣẹ tó bá mú mi lọ lélẹ́yìí. Àwọn tó máa rúlù wa gan wọ́n lè máa ó ìyá àwọn tó jẹ́ of international standard tó yẹ pé wọ́n ti rí okùn wọn trọ́sà wọ́n ti bá gbogbo àgbáyé jẹun tó yẹ pé they are young and vibrant and they can see into the future and they are current when it comes to history and technology. Ẹni tó lọ máa tì sí wa Ọlọ́run fúnra ẹ̀ ló yé. So tá a bá ń fi ìpè torí pé we are in this struggle because of post ara wa là ń tàn. This is the reality. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe Ọlọ́run nítorí pé à ń fẹ́ tó fúnra wa. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká tara wa lọ́pọ̀ nítorí pé kí ni ìyà tó ń jẹ wá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn ó ń fọ́ ọ̀sán láti máa jẹun ní ọwọ́ ọ̀tá. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni mò ń bẹ̀ yín. Mo kí bàbá wa Ayílóge, bàbá wa Akíntóyè, gbogbo yín pápátá gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń ṣe lárí. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní ṣètì lágbára ṣe Ọlọ́run. Ẹ máa pẹ́ fún wa o. Ìṣojú yín àdẹ̀ṣẹ́ máa gba ìjọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tá a máa ṣèjọba léra wa lórí tá gbogbo ayé máa mọ̀. Jẹ́ pé láàárín ọdún 5 aláwa náà máa ní Dubai sẹ̀ tí gbogbo àgbà àti ẹ̀ nídìí àwọn òyìnbó láti wá láti emancipate wa. Gbogbo àwọn wọn promote wa ní Barbados, Haiti, Brazil. They are Yoruba people. We don't get promoted because of the jealousy and envy because they know our worth across the world. Máa kàn sí sir. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí n wà wind up. Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Wow. Ẹ ṣé. Mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ yín. Àwọn ìbéèrè 2-3 kan wọlé. In fact, the last one ni pé ṣé àní kankan nu àwọn obìnrin wa tàbí tí àwọn náà lè sọ̀rọ̀ ni. So mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè tí wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ pàpà wa. Kí bóyá tá bá ṣe tán à lè wá mọ̀ bóyá a rí obìnrin kan tó fẹ́ náwó sókè tó máa bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Number 1. Látọ̀dọ̀ Gbẹ̀du ó ní the best speech ever tóun sì gbọ́ lájọ́ tóun ti mọ bàbá òun ni speech wọn today is the best speech tóun ever gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá pé it's comprehensive. Wọ́n wá béèrè question kan wọ́n ní kí n béèrè lọ bàbá ṣé ń gbọ́ wa sà ìpè kí ni what's the relationship between bàbá and Mrs. Abiola because question yẹn wọ́n bí mí ni mi ò dẹ̀ lè I have to ask the question. So bóyá kí n ká jẹ́ kí bàbá wọ́n dá lóhùn question yẹn látọ̀dọ̀ Gbẹ̀du. Bàbá ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ ṣe gbọ́ question yẹn sà mi ìjàrá yín sà. Mi ìjàrá yín sà.
Mute, all right.
Ṣé gbọ́ mi báyìí? Yes sir. Ṣé gbọ́ tí mo fi sọ sà?
Gbogbo yín lẹ mọ̀ attitude mi sí gbogbo Yorùbá.
Okay.
Kíkó gbogbo Yorùbá pa àwọn mìíràn sọ pé ó ti help àwọn wọ̀nyẹn àwọn náà jẹ́ kán lè wá mi kò sọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó wá tèmi ò fàmọ́ra tèmi ò help. Nǹkan tí mo rò pé Ọlọ́run ní kí n lọ ṣe ní time nìyẹn. Nígbà tí Ọlọ́run wá pè mí ní age of 84, 85 pé kí n lọ máa lead Yorùbá. Ó fẹ́ kí n lọ ṣe bàbá wọn ní. Ẹjọ́ kan Chief Sunday Igboho sọ̀rọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀yin ni leader wa mo ní gbọ́ ọmọ o ti sọ òótọ́ ló kọ́ sọ yẹn mi ní bàbá leader yẹn mi ò mọ nǹkan kan pa that's it. My duty is to gather our people together and to make them a coherent team that will create a coherent country that will prosper beyond all imagination in the world. That's what I'm after. I want to help one just to inaugurate organization. I want to buy one that fund. One sílẹ̀, one boy kakiri, one shaking. I want to buy one. Ibu mi mo. Denounce my money. Baba okay denounce our money. That's my attitude. But Mama wa Olootu there. I was very happy to receive her. But this is another addition to the army of strong people, to my lead one and so on. I was very, very happy. And gbogbo yẹn bí mo ṣe ń treat ẹ bí mo ṣe bó náà ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe ń ṣe. Nígbà tá à ń plan meeting yìí, mo pe Ògún Ríbidó. Mo rò pé a lè jẹ́rìí sí díẹ̀. Ìyẹn tó bí jọ́ bí mẹ́fà báyìí. Bá mi mo try láti reach ọmọ mi, mo phone kò gbé. Bá mi reach ẹ, mo gbọ́ pé o súnmọ́ díẹ̀. Ó ní yes bàbá. But Fatai.
Mo dá iná sir.
Ṣé Fatai ṣì wà ń bẹ̀?
Mo dá iná bàbá mi.
Ṣé mo ní ká máa ṣe lọ láìsí bẹ̀ ni?
Rárá sà, nítorí pé ìpàdé gan yẹ kó ti wáyé láti bí ọjọ́ mẹ́rin sẹ́yìn, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní pé ká wá dúró dè wọ́n.
Mo ní kó jọ kó bá mi reach here. For more than 6 days now, he has been trying. Other people have tried. At some point, he brought some supporters of close friends of Mama, and I spoke to them. And they promised by the Tuesday, Abamisoro. Tuesday, Jetaniye, Obamisoro. So the situation is not clear. I don't know why he's not communicating. Mo fẹ́ rán gbogbo yín níṣẹ́. Ẹ sọ fún ọmọ mi Onítìrì pé bàbá Akíntóyè sọ pé kó wá bá òun sọ̀rọ̀. It is her duty to me to talk to me. It's my duty to her to find her. I have been trying to find her without success. She should come out and talk with me. We have a task to do for our nation. This is not about Dupe Onítìrì or Banji Akíntóyè or Fatai Ogunribido or Tumba Oseni. It's about the Yoruba nation. I am ready to talk with her anytime. I'm waiting to talk to her. And in Kenny, Tobani access to her as of Funwipe Baba is distressed, keeping quiet to herself because some of her closest friends gone so quick. I want to phone one get through. So me one control share. Eba me so Funke mo fe ko ba me sọ̀rọ̀ ko pe mi. Èmi ni bàbá ẹ̀. Bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. Mo dúpẹ́.
The second question is a kind of observation. Látọ̀dọ̀ Evangelist Jide Ige. Only from the last events ní location 419. Pípé àwọn oríṣiríṣi àwọn tó ń kidnap pastors. So that pé kán tó bojú ẹ̀ tí wọ́n béèrè 500 million, 400 million. Àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa ń wá owó yẹn dẹ̀ dáwó yẹn. Ipe tí ò bá jẹ́ pé ó nídìí àwọn owó irú 500 million bó jẹ́ pé have náà donate sí central account wa, we can provide services. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá ti sọ àti Chief Ayílóge, owó yìí ò ń ṣe owó tí a kàn ń gbà dání. Tó yẹn bá dé stage kan ní fún níná ló wà. Níná lówó mọ̀ pé bọ́ ìkan tó.
Níná for the benefit of our people.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà, pé gbogbo everybody ló máa benefit ń dẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ sọ ní ẹ̀yìn gbogbo ìyẹn tẹ́ wà ní committee finance. Mo sọ fún yín pé it could be for anything. Níta kan ní ẹnìkan fẹ́ òun ò ní data. Ìyàwó òun ṣubú níbì kan àwọn gbogbo àwọn frivolous kìíní wọn ẹnìkan là ní àtẹ̀sí. Any other thing tó bá ti jẹ́ major. Kódà asọ́débì kan tó aláwọn fẹ́ ṣe training tó máa benefit movement yìí. we will put application properly put together. Our committee sit lórí ẹ̀, wọ́n sit lórí ẹ̀. So let's see any look for anything. They will approve it. Again, like I said, it's a opening speech. I want Jews far back 19 or something. Something collect. That's why they go see American president. Hello Google, go see American president. Continue about Jews in America. Possible. Don't change every year, no. But go see president. You know, like the people say, kill off it. How many Jews? 1, 2, 3, 4 more women we have 2 million. But agbára tí wọ́n ní òun ni agbára position wọn àti owó tí ó wà lọ́wọ́. We can also achieve that. So for all I know, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ fẹ́ dábẹ́ tí ẹ tí fẹ́ join openly, ẹ máa fo every support ti central account. Alàgbà yìí ló gẹ́dẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé bí account yẹn bó ṣe come to, what we need it for, what we are going to use it for. So yẹn ni tí question sí Alàgbà Jídé. Then the final one is a question pé ṣé ní obìnrin kankan tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ láàrin meeting yìí ni. So I want to leave that open. Obìnrin tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà láàrin wa bí a kẹ̀ náà sókè. Then there's the major complaint pé a máa ń sọ òyìnbó jù. I can answer that. I need to let gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀yin gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa. Tẹ́ bá wo, in fact, majority Yoruba tó wà ní outside, níbi bí Cuba, gbogbo àwọn outside countries wọ̀nyẹn, wọ́n fẹ́ pọ̀ jù àwọn tó wà ní Nigeria lọ. So, and the only one medium of...
There are 80 million Yoruba people in Brazil.
Then, sir. So...
There are only 60 million in Nigeria.
Exactly. So, tẹ́ bá wo...
Àwọn ará Brazil yẹn dẹ̀ pariwo pé wọn kò yé wọn nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. That's why we try to speak a language they can understand a little.
Ben, sir, I agree. Even though, but can you call them Brazilian show, Baba? Toban boy, Toban she baton shawo, Yoruba tata papa, Orisha Wale, Orisha Jadi. So we appreciate them. So ekokon, but I encourage you. Ngba ta ba dele gbogbo ayin tí ẹni tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá, àwọn ní page pé òyìnbó náà ń kọ́ táwọn ẹlòmíì. Mo dẹ̀ ti sọ fún àwọn kan lórí gúrùpù tí èmi wà. Ìgbà tí ẹ máa fò òyìnbó rẹpẹtẹ tẹ máa fi pẹ́ anybody, ìyẹn ti kọjá. Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ òyìnbó táwọn èèyàn lè gbọ́, tí ordinary people. Ilé ayé máa dẹrùn fún àyòmọ̀yà àwọn èèyàn wa. I think those are the major. Ẹ̀yin tó kù, ẹ send the message because we are not going to allow anybody to talk. That is the agreement on this particular occasion.
Ọ̀túnbẹ má bínú. Igbo Òòṣà wọ́n fẹ́ tún bá sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ raise point kan.
Kò burú sir, of course. Chief CSI Igbo Òòṣà, all yours. Ẹ ṣì wà lórí ìfinish, ẹ jẹ́ kí n ọ̀mú ìtì sir. Ó yá, mítara yín, press the button yẹn kẹ́ mítara yín sir. Hello. Thank you sir.
Ẹ kú wọlé sir. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi sir?
Ẹ ṣé sir.
Ẹ gbọ́ yín.
Ṣé ti ń gbọ́?
A ti ń gbọ́ sir.
Ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́. Mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Ó ṣé. À ń gbọ́.
Ẹ má sọ lọ́sà.
Ajá Kẹ́mi Ògúnfà.
Network
Tí igbákejì wọn.
Wọ́n wà ní tẹ̀lé.
Ẹ ṣé.
Ọ̀rọ̀ kékeré kan ni mo kàn fẹ́
À ń gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Àwọn question tí wọ́n ń béèrè nípa mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí àti bàbá, èmi ò ní fẹ́ kán mọ béèrè àwọn question tí ó mọ dá nǹkan tí ò yẹ kó dálẹ̀ láàrin wa. Bàbá mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí ń gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tiẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó jẹ́ yẹn ti àtàwọn tó mọ̀. Bàbá ni olórí gbogbo wa, abẹ́ bàbá ni everybody wà. Àti mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí ni o, àti Gbowó ni o, àti anybody ni o, àti gbà fún bàbá pé bàbá Akíntóyè ni olórí wa. Adéníran dẹ̀ nígbàkejì rẹ̀. Mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí ń gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tiẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tiẹ̀ tó mọ̀. Àjọ padà gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ sójú kan ni, mi fẹ́ kán mọ kó ọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí yẹn náà dànù. Dẹ́yìn ní fẹ́ kán mọ sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó dá wa lálẹ́ tí ó mọ múnú bí bàbá ní láìpẹ́. So bàbá ló ní mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí, mo fi ń dá yín lójú. Pé mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrí máa pe bàbá fúnra ara rẹ̀ jọ fúnra.
I will be so happy. No me adun gan ni.
Me charayin. CIS.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ sà?
Yeah, Benny.
Yes.
À ń gbọ́.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ bàbá mi? Bàbá mi
À ń
Akíntóyè.
gbọ́ báyìí.
Kí
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni à
ìdẹ́lẹ̀
ń gbọ́.
bìtì òyìnbá ẹmọ yẹn dájú. Mọ̀mọ́ yẹn máa pè yín fúnra ara wọn tẹ́jọ sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n nà wọ́n. Gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tí mọ̀mọ́ yẹn dẹ́rẹ́ gbé ó lè dání. Bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, mo ń mẹ́sẹ̀jì wọn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń dá mi lóhùn. So ti yé, èmi ò ní fẹ́ kọ́ mọ béèrè question, ẹ jẹ́ ká kó lórí question pé wọ́n ń béèrè pé kí ni àjọṣepọ̀ láàrin bàbá wa Akíntóyè jẹ́ kí ní kan àti mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrì ẹ̀kọ́ ń bẹ̀. Ọmọ ni mọ̀mọ́ jẹ́ sí bàbá yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọmọdé ni mọ̀mọ́ Onítìrì.
Adúpẹ́. Ó ṣé ọmọ mi.
Jẹ́ sí bàbá. Òun náà dẹ̀ ń gbégbèsè ẹ̀jẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́.
Ẹ ṣé sà.
Ó ṣé.
Ẹ ṣé
Ó ṣé ọmọ mi.
Well, okay. Mi ò mọ gẹ́gẹ́ the last question tí mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣáàrí obìnrin àbí ká nominate kíkan náà àwọn màmá wa tó wà níbí.
Àwọn Ajia náwó lẹ́ẹ̀kan, Ajia Queen.
Aha. Ajia Queen. Ẹ ṣé gbóhùn sókè. Mi chara yín mà.
Ó ti sàmì ò náwó by mistake ni ẹ má worry.
Mistake ló ń wà.
Ẹ lè bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ náà, màmá wa.
Kí ni kẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀?
Ajia.
Bàbá ní kẹ́ gbóhùn sókè.
Mo wà ní street náà ariwo pọ̀ ẹ máa gbọ́ mo wà ní street ẹ wò. Mo wà ní street ẹ tiri mo wà ní street mi lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ mo wà ní street.
Ok, ẹ má dàbí pé màmá tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe àwọn wo ni wọ́n tún.
Yorùbá Nation Global wọ́n náwó obìnrin ni wọ́n.
Obìnrin ni wọ́n. O tún rí màmá wa kan Queen bí ìwà mọ̀ bí Queen. Ṣọ́kùnrin ni àbí obìnrin ni Queen? Ọkùnrin ẹ̀rẹ́rìn olórin kan nílùú yìí Queen ló ń jẹ́ tó dẹ̀ ń kọrin àti gbàgbé.
Gbàgbé ó ti lọ.
Ó tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta àti wà round. Màmá wa Queen bí iPhone ṣé bí yẹn Bísọ́lá àbí Bíóyè ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè sáyà ọmọ ìtara yín mà. Mi tẹ̀ra yín.
Mo kí. Ó kàn wọ́n mute me again. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ sà. Thank you so much, Daddy wa Professor Banji àti bàbá wa Akínlóye. Ẹ ṣé ẹ kó àjẹpẹ́, ẹ kó adélẹ̀ lérí everybody tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun. Inú mi dùn àti Chief Sunday Igboho, I'm so proud of you. You are a wonderful man. You're a smart man. In fact, àwọn dáàdi wa kan bàbá wa dé nírànsán jẹta pé in fact nǹkan tó wà lórí yín ó ju ti professor lọ. So I really appreciate yín gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe. So nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ Chief tuntun padà wá sọ nípa ti àwọn màmá wa Onítìrí nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ kọ́kọ́ sọ nípa ènìyàn but wọ́n ti tún wá sọ so mo fẹ́ kọ́ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa mọ̀ pé àwọn kan máa ṣe iṣẹ́ tó yẹ pé kò sí ẹyẹ tó gbọ́dọ̀ mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. He has to be very confident tó jẹ́ pé bàbá Chief ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ secret thing tó yẹ pé kò sẹ́lòmíì tó máa gbọ́n títí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn gbogbo àwọn kan ò believe kó yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. I gbọ́dọ̀ keep a lot of things very confident tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ yín gan ẹ̀ ní sọ fún tẹ́ bá ti kúrò ní meeting ọmọ tó ẹ bínú kò ní gbọ́ àwọn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹnìkan wà nínú meeting yẹn nìkan lẹ máa mọ̀ bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn forever tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ti sọ ń bẹ̀ ó ti tán ẹ jọ mo fẹ́ ká keep ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn tó bá dẹ̀ tó ẹ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tà bẹ́ẹ̀ for real but ẹ make it in a different way bá ṣe tẹ́ ṣe lè update wọn kí ni wọn náà máa dùn pé àwọn kan ń ṣe nǹkan lọ wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan lọ but we can't expose everything. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Ó ṣé ọmọ mi, God bless you. Yes, my daughter. Ó ṣé o, Ọlọ́run ayé ẹ sí ọ. Nǹkan tó sọ yẹn ó true. there has to be a lot of things that are confidential in this type of struggle. Timba sogobo nkanta nche a lot of things would have happened to me and to a lot of people. There are people who are working in this struggle almost all over the world. Tojepe Nkantanche is very confidential. They let the leadership know you can buy that and you can never hear from me. Kini kan irritate me there lẹ́nu jometa pe kilo ruko chief imam sọ pé 2018 la ma gba on láti jodo baba ló ti gbọ́. Chief imam bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Chief imam is a priest also. Ona believe pé òun gbọ́rọ̀ láti Allah. So nǹkan tó bá sọ ó sọ́lá po ara ẹ̀ ni. Kò sẹ́ni kankan. Èmi Banji Akintoye, I am not the kind of person anything confidential to me. I like to talk a little, but I don't disclose. My gbàgbé pé àwa ni the inner èmi tí mo ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. I belong to the inner circle of Chief Awolowo's party, the UPN. Ìgbà tí àwa lọ́mọdé pátápátá náà ti ṣe action group tán ṣe premier, so mi ò lè sọ pé mo súnmọ́ wọn gbà yẹn. But ńgbà tán wà lọ́gbà yẹn, àwa la dá action group students association sílẹ̀ ní UCI, not UI. Àwa la kúrò ńbẹ̀ tá lọ dá action group youth association. Action group youth association ló organize gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ wá ń pè ní wet yẹ. And I was the vice president. So téèyàn kan bá sọ pé irú mi ò mọ how to keep privacy or keep confidentiality, it doesn't understand me. Kò sí nǹkan tó yẹ kó confidential kọjá irú mi. There has to be a clearing house to include people like me, like Mrs. Onitiri, like Sunday Igboho, like Chief Ayiloge, like Professor Adenina, Awabi Marumefanye. There has to be such a leadership caucus from which nothing is hidden and in which everybody understands that this one is confidential and not to exposure. I don't think that that's a difficult thing to keep. Ẹ má gbàgbé àwa Yorùbá la create ògbóni láyé yìí. Tó jẹ́ pé téèyàn bá lọ sípàdé ògbóni, tó bá gbọ́ nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀, ó lè délé kó lọ máa sọ fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ àbí fún ọmọ ẹ̀. The result is that most people can mọ̀ pé bàbá wọn wà ní ògbóni, wọn mọ nǹkan tán lọ ṣe ń bẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
We are able to keep confidential things confidential. And there should be no somebody to stop it. Baba will keep. I feel insulted when I hear that sometimes. Me will keep confidential material. Or you will keep something confidential. Or Denia or Sunday go. No. Emma Jacka saw the wrong things. Totally insulted. I want to be. I can feel insulted by the statement we pay. I don't understand why people are saying that. As for former me, she has a duty to communicate with me and with the leadership of this movement. That's all. She cannot be acting by herself alone. It's as simple as that. So, especially somebody like you. Sọ fún pé kó jáde kó pe àwọn bàbá ẹ̀, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ kan jọ jókòó kan jọ discuss nǹkan tí tá ń lọ, and not create the situation in which we are hearing her thoughts on a lot of the things. So plan orí social media náà láti ń gbọ́. Are those confidential? They are not confidential. No. We must be truthful. Is the creation of a passport for the Yoruba nation confidential? No. There are many young boys who to create passports. Is the creation of a flag for the Yoruba nation confidential? No. Even the most confidential material, to go one in mind, ìjọ tá a máa ṣe nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe. Kò sẹ́ni wa tó máa jáde kúrò ní meeting tá a lọ máa pariwo pé a fẹ́ ṣe. Tá a bá dẹ̀ gbọ́ èèyàn kan bí chief imam tí ò kì í ṣe ara wa tó sọ àkànmọ́ rẹ̀ ni pé wow, what a coincidence. That's all. That is all. Don't let us put this bogey of a confidentiality need before the truth of our organization. Our organization for the liberation of our nation needs to be united at the top and operate as a united team at the top and bring all our people together. It's that simple. So, Mofebe, you know, my dear daughter, our confidentiality, yes, you are right. But there is a limit to which no. We were running this struggle for years before my daughter Onitiri showed up. She's saying that we did not have the capability to keep confidential what ought to be confidential at that time. Is she saying that we are no longer capable because now that she had showed up to keep things that are confidential?
No, sir. Èmi ò tiẹ̀ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ rí. Mi bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ rí. Nǹkan tẹ́mi sọ nípa àwọn tó máa ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n máa ń dárúkọ yín ní many places. Bàbá ní pé wọ́n ní ká ṣe báyìí. Bàbá ní wọ́n ní pé kíní kan. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà. Mi sọ pé mi tiẹ̀ bá mi sí Onítìrí sọ̀rọ̀ rí.
Don't worry, Queen B.
Yes, sir.
Èèyàn ló ń dárúkọ leader àti gbọ́ nǹkan èèyàn kan ló wà níbí ó ní ó dùn mọ́ àwọn èèyàn láti parọ́ mọ́ mi gbà mí mo rẹ́rìn táwọn bá wá parọ́ mọ́. It comes with the territory. Tí n bá kúrò ń bí sìn láì tiẹ̀ bá Professor Akintoye sọ̀rọ̀ mo lè ní Professor Akintoye mo ṣe bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kí n tiẹ̀ fi ní kíní. We know all that. We know that there is nothing we can do about that, but then ẹ̀yin ló máa mọ̀ pé the most confidential of things are within the leadership. Èèyàn yóò bá ti sọ́tàn wọ́n lá kì í pé a máa ń pé gbọ́n ni à ń pé gọ̀. When 2 or 3 people tó bá examine nǹkan, that is the essence of a collective leadership. Okay, téèyàn kan bá wá ní mi ò fẹ́ share akínní with the leadership tó bá ṣe mistake ńkọ́. In the days of the Awolowo and all that, there are people, the leadership will take collective decision. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti take care, they will sit with it. I mean, they will go to town with it.
Of course.
Right. We need to cultivate. Kò séyàn kan tó gbọ́n tán nù wa. Bàbá Akintoye will wake me up ngbà mí. Ìgbà mí èmi òru ni mo máa ń pè wọ́n. A ní jẹ́ ká connect àwọn bíi mélòó kan sí. When we have to discuss, that is the essence of leadership.
Yeah. That's the Yoruba way.
Right. Pé báyìí ni nǹkan báyìí nǹkan màá wò títí èmi nìkan ò lè dá sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún àwọn báyìí màá get back to you. That is the essence, and the reason we do that is because we just want to make sure kì í ṣe personal thing lele. It's not a personal thing.
No, it's not a personal struggle.
It's not a personal thing. Èèyàn kan ò lè dágbà gbogbo ìlú la tó bá máa kó wa sí trouble náà ènìyàn á kó wa sí. I'm not talking about one person, but where there is only one person making all the calls, there is danger. You understand? And we won't even be able to defend any of those things. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká nǹkan tá à ń sọ ó yẹ kó yé wa condemn anybody. We are just saying that there is a leadership, just like we said, irú YSMC, leaders council wà. We will debate things. Tó bá jẹ́ léyìí tó wà so secret tí ò ṣe debate, a few leadership will know about it. Hadi is saying, gbogbo wa la mọ̀ irú wàhálà tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ téèyàn kan bá lọ ṣí ẹsẹ̀ gbé, especially with the kind of people tá à ń dì pẹ̀lú. Àwọn tá à ń dì pẹ̀lú, these are not civilized people. Ó máa ń ṣe mí láàánú nígbà míì. Bọ́n pààyàn, àwọn èèyàn wa àyà fọ́tò, àdá kó wọn lọ ságọ́ ọlọ́pàá, because Yorùbás have àti kúrò ní that animalistic stage táwọn kọ́ ìwà. Ká lọ máa pààyàn, ká lọ máa oúnjẹ àwa lẹ́nu pé èèyàn kankan lè wà brutal kó máa pààyàn báyìí. Àwa ní tá bá mú the culprit aláàgbé lọ ságọ́ ọlọ́pàá, àwọn á free yẹ. Kò mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa free ẹ̀, ọkàn ń wò pé nílùú Yorùbá ní nílùú tó lọ́ba tó níjòyè pé kò yẹ kí irú nǹkan báyìí máa ṣẹlẹ̀. So we need to look at kò sọ́jọ́ tí Yorùbá act unilaterally.
No.
Even where the Obas are, there are Obas council tí ọba ò lè ṣe nǹkan láì jẹ́ pé ìjòyè mọ̀, especially.
No.
The hierarchy ìjòyè. It is not. Ẹ ṣé.
Sir. Thank you very much. One test came in, sir. Only from what I've heard from Professor Banji Akitoye, could it be there is a communication gap? But also he said he tried many times. Well, I think the group, the group of Madam Onitiri, she'll understand that nothing can work. I mean, she cannot work in isolation. That the other member of this movement must be part of whatever she's doing. If they want to keep it secrecy, at least they must know what is going on. So it cannot be a one-man squad. Baba Akintoye has she's not having access to her. I think the onus is on her to at least make herself available to Papa. Juliana.
Thank you. That's not a question, it's a comment. So, Baba,
comment in the way was a comment. That was
a comment. You're right.
Comment. Well, again, because of time, and so far the substantial part of the message from the national leadership, we had it, and like I said, I deliberately do not want.
There are two people with hands up. One
yes,
is Olootu.
Because I've asked, because Vice Chair, because I insisted that I only take questions.
Okay.
And then pass it to you.
Okay.
To the guests on this.
Thank you. Just a question.
I'm going to give.
It's all right. The hands are Ojo. I will see, and it's because Ojo is also part of. Oti gbọ́wọ́lẹ̀ anyway. Nígbà mo sọ̀rọ̀. Aropo ire.
Aropo. Well, if Barrister just want to talk, you can talk after Aropo. Aropo. This is special concession. I hope you appreciate that. Alagba Aropo. Okay, just 2 minutes.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ bàbá mi tí fún àǹfààní tẹ́ fún mi. Mo fẹ́ mi ò nílò ju mi tẹ nígbà tá mi rárá. Mo fẹ́ kí bàbá wa Banji ọmọ Akíntóyè pé wọ́n pẹ́ fún wa agbára lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè. Ẹ gbogbo bí olúgbogbo tirigbó. Ẹ pẹ́ bí máa pẹ́ tí ń pẹ́ agbára Ọlọ́run. Ikú ò ní báyìí.
Àmín.
Mo àǹfààní tẹ́lẹ̀ fara yín sílẹ̀ tẹ́ fẹ̀mí yín sílẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá Banji Akíntóyè àti bàbá wa Ọ̀túnba tí wọ́n gbé ètò ìjáde. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi brọ́dà mi ẹni tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá gbà fún Ìgbòho ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Òòṣà kò ní bàjẹ́ o. Tá bá sọ pé ẹnìkan dúró síbì kan tó sọ pé ẹnìkan ò kàwé, ẹ bá gbọ́ làákàyè àti irú ìlú tí mo wà l'Amẹ́ríkà ń bí báyìí kò bá ka Cambridge productive ẹ̀ náà fẹ́ wò wọn ò fi ìwé gbà ẹ́ síbi tán fẹ́ gbà ẹ́ sí wọn jẹ́ kó wá bá tí wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú òyìnbó. Nǹkan tó nílò ni wípé báwo ni ní tó fẹ́ fi hàn ṣe jẹ́. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ tọ́lọ́run fún Yorùbá. Bàbá, tá bá ní ká lọ test grand wò báyìí. Question mi méjì ni o. Ìkan máa lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Ayílóge, ìkan lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Bánjí. Tá bá ní ká test grand wò nsìn. Tá bá ní ká wo percentage àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n ti tẹ̀lé wa. Tá bá ní ó yá, ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde kí bàbá wa ń bẹ̀, bàbá Ayílóge, Ìgbòho Òòṣà àti àwọn bàbá gbogbo wa pátákà wá sọ pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá o tẹ́ wà ńlé, ẹ jókòó sílé ní ọjọ́ Tuesday tó ń bọ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó gbọ́dọ̀ jáde. Àwọn mélòó ló máa tẹ̀lé àṣẹ yẹn? Àwọn mélòó ló lè tẹ̀lé àṣẹ yẹn? So tá bá ní ká test grand. Now, òun ló wá mú ìbéèrè ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan àti àwọn èèyàn wa kàn mọ̀ wípé a sì nílò kinní kan tó ní agbára. Nǹkan yẹn tó dẹ̀ ní agbára jùlọ yẹn òun ni kókó. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ń wò yí pé kì í ṣọ̀nà bọ̀tọ̀ ọ̀nà tó dáa jù ni. Ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn gbọ́ wípé a fẹ́ jáde ṣùgbọ́n ṣé ó yé wọn? I need the grassroots house to house campaign awareness. Nígbà tó bá yí àwọn èèyàn tí àwọn bàbá bá sọ pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá o báyìí ní kẹ́ ẹ ṣe rìn, ó ti yé wọn, wọ́n ti mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Ìyẹn ló wá dífá fún ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá Bánjí Ayílóge sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé owó tá à ń sọ wípé central account àwọn ọmọ tí a fẹ́ ṣe grassroots fún wọn ti mọ̀ wípé agriculture sector ti wà. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ wípé iṣẹ́ ti bẹ̀ sí provide. Ó ti yé wọn dáadáa. Wọn ò ní sọ wípé mọ́là ló lẹ̀wà, Fúlàní ló ní ẹ̀gúsí, àwọn ló ní ẹran, àwọn ló lálùbọ́sà. Ìyá tó sọ wípé ẹnìkan jòkó lórí ọmú á lè yé nígbà yẹn wípé ṣé nǹkan báyìí pákéjì báyìí ló wà nílẹ̀. So bàbá wa Ayílóge, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sà, iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́rùn yín o, Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ bá yín ṣe. Òun ló wá mú mi béèrè question yìí pé kẹ́ ẹ sọ fọ́mọ Yorùbá lónìí. Ṣé kìí ṣe pé owó nìkan lẹ wá gbà lọ́wọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá? Social welfare committee ńkọ́, wọn ò tí wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Security committee ńkọ́, wọn ò tí wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Diplomatic sector, wọn ò tí wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé a rí tí gbogbo kinní wọn tó bá ti ń jáde, pàápàá jùlọ social welfare yẹn, ó yẹ kí n ti rí ipa Yorùbá ní Ọ̀wọ̀ Masaka. Ó ti yẹ kí ní ọjọ́ kìíní bíi lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mélòó kan àwọn kan jáde, wọ́n ń tọrọ owó fún àwọn ọmọ tó fẹ́ jáde láti lọ sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn ará bíi wọ́n ń ṣá wọn ní àdá. Ó yẹ kí ọmọ Yorùbá in the name of the burden tí bàbá jẹ́ orí fún, ó yẹ kí ìyẹn ti bẹ̀ sí ń farahàn. Ìgbà yẹn lẹ máa wò wípé tọmọ Yorùbá sọ wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá gbé ẹ̀wà agolo méjì wá sọ́dọ̀ mi, òkò náà máa fi fọ́ orí ẹ̀. Dr. Aliu lọ preach níbì kan, ó ṣàlàyé yé wọn ńgbà tí ẹnìyẹn gbọ́ tó sì ń tẹ̀lé olóṣèlú tẹ́lẹ̀, ẹnìyẹn lọ gbé ṣìgìdì jáde, ó ń ṣá èpè ni nígbà tó yé. So in tí mo fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn, ẹ pẹ́ fún wa o.
Ẹ ṣeun, inú mi dùn sí question yẹn nítorí pé a fún mi lọ́rọ̀ sọ. Torí
àgbọ́.
Mo ní inú mi dùn sí ìbéèrè tí ẹni tó béèrè, ṣé evangelist nìyẹn àbí Àròpọ̀ rẹ ló sọ̀rọ̀. Ó lẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́ okay, no sùúrù again. Yes, ṣé ẹ gbọ́ ń sìn? Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Mo ní inú mi dùn sí question yẹn nítorí pé major reason tá fi ní adá ẹgbẹ́ lẹ̀, tá fi dá count lẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ńgbà mo sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, mo ní a ní láti control geographical space wa. A bá control ẹ̀ lénìí, kò sí nǹkan tó dá wa dúró, ẹ̀rù ò ní bà wá. And kí n wá sọ nípa ti àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tá à ń sọ yìí. Ṣé ẹ rí agriculture ní ready jobs ní ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ló pín sí. Mo sọ nǹkan kan sí nígbà tí Fúlàní bá kúrò ní Futajalon, táwọn èèyàn ti sá kúrò lóko tó ń sá wálé pé wọn ò lè wọgbó. Tó bá ní kí ló dé tẹ́ lọ ṣàgbẹ̀, wọ́n ní Fúlàní wà ní igbó. Ṣùgbọ́n owó tá à ń sọ yìí, tá bá wọgbó lọ, a máa káwọn èèyàn wa, àwọn youth wa tó pọ̀ síbẹ̀, wọ́n á dẹ̀ ní nǹkan ìdáàbòbò síbẹ̀. ní ké à ń ṣe jàǹdùkú téèyàn bá gbé bọn wá bá ilé ẹ ó ní nǹkan tó ó ní bá ṣe ń ṣe wọn á dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ oko wọn lọ àwọn tá a filẹ̀ sínú oko àwọn bàbá arúgbó tá a filẹ̀ nínú oko àwọn náà ń pa tó ń sá wálé yìí ṣùgbọ́n with a massive agricultural program throughout Yoruba land ẹ rí i pé à á sọ̀fù farming tó ń bọ̀ yìí pé àrùn jẹjẹ à á solve employment à á solve security gan pàápàá lórí security tiwa ò ṣe pé kákan ká gbébọn ká máa pààyàn yóò bá òun ṣe yẹn a kì í ṣe yẹn Ọlọ́run rán wa nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n téèyàn bá wá sóko ẹ àbí tó wálé ẹ tó fẹ́ pa ẹ́ yóò bá mọ̀ yìí pé èmi náà máa defend the family mi ọ̀tọ̀ nìyẹn that's a program tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ nípa ní leadership organization yìí tó jẹ́ pé tá a bá fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́la tó owó bá wà á bẹ̀rẹ̀ then welfare diplomacy gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀sọ́ yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ la ní ṣùgbọ́n even welfare nínú welfare kìíní wa kò sí profession tí ò sí ń bẹ̀ doctor wà ń bẹ̀ surgeon wà ń bẹ̀ family doctor wà gbogbo pharmacist wà ń bẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé tó bá dẹ̀ wá pa the side kan pé kán lọ sílẹ̀ wa kán lọ tọ́jú èèyàn wọ́n lè lọ tó bá jẹ́ pé kán tún ṣe nǹkan míì ni tó bá jẹ́ pé kán lọ sí àwọn tí ó jẹ́ pé wọ́n displace wọ́n wà nínú ìgboro ó wà èèyàn kan ń sọ fún wọn ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá ó ló yẹ kí kán ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń gba látòrí aṣọ lọ sórí oúnjẹ lọ sórí ìpele tá a lè máa ship lọ́bẹ̀. Yes, these are things that ṣùgbọ́n owó ní tòun ò bá sílé kán má dámọ̀ràn kankan ìyẹn ló fi ń dùn wá nígbà tá a bá wá ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn pé ẹ dáwó sínú àkáǹtì ẹ dáwó tí àwọn kan gbé tiwọn sí pé ẹ má má dáwọn wọ̀nyẹn lóhùn ní káwọn organization kéékèèké kán máa gbowó tiwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ kán máa wá bẹnu ẹ̀tẹ́lù central account ìyẹn ò dáa nítorí pé wọ́n fi ń dí gbogbo nǹkan tá a fẹ́ sọ yìí tá à ń sọ yìí wọ́n fi ń dí lọ́wọ́ ni tówó yẹn bá wà lẹ́ni kò sí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ fi ṣe like I said before àwa tá a wà ní leadership ní organization kò sẹ́ni tó rúkọ wá wà ńbẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó lè gbowó jáde ńbẹ̀ àti àwọn tó ní àkáǹtì gan-an these are all professionals in their own right tó jẹ́ pé ní country ibi tán bá wà tán bá ṣàṣemáṣe tán bá forúkọ wọn lọ́bẹ̀ wọ́n lè tẹ́ni tí ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ bẹ̀ torí tó bá lọ káńsù àwọn àkáǹtì tó sọ pé báyìí báyìí ni ó kówó jẹ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu yẹn rí so gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí la make sure ipò wà so that a lè rówó ṣe gbogbo nǹkan gbogbo ẹ̀ kì í ṣe pé gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe òun ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ Yorùbá Today òun là irú eléyìí ò ṣe é pariwo òun ló fi dàbẹ́ ni pé àwọn kan ní àti ẹ̀wà mọ nǹkan tí gbogbo wọn ń ṣe àmọ́ nǹkan tí Akíntóyè ń ṣe àmọ́ nǹkan tí Ayinlóge ń ṣe àmọ́ nǹkan tí eléyìí ń ṣe because àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí nǹkan tí tá à ń ṣe díẹ̀díẹ̀ kì í ṣe nǹkan tó ń polongo tí ò bá jọ̀rọ̀ tó wá bẹ̀ lénìí kálá owó wà ní mi ò ní sọ eléyìí tí mo sọ ìdán kò tí ì yẹ kí n sọ débẹ̀ nítorí pé a fẹ́ máa sọ pé báyìí là á ṣe kọ́ máa lọ gbégi dí ọ̀nà ṣùgbọ́n ibi tí mo sọ dé mo fẹ́ tọrọ gáfárà lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ má jẹ́ ń sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ tówó yẹn bá wọnú àkáǹtì gbogbo wa náà ló ní owó yìí periodically ni auditors report tí wọ́n máa jáde tá a máa.
ẹ ṣe àròpọ̀ rẹ̀ ó ṣe o mo dúpẹ́.
gbogbo àwọn organization tó jẹ́ tó wà nínú YSDM ló láǹfààní láti béèrè nǹkan tó wó yẹn jẹ́ lásìkò kásìkò so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn o ẹ ṣeun mo rò pé ṣe báwọn pẹ́sàn.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n add a few more a little to what the vice chairman had just said. Arukore mo dúpẹ́ pé o béèrè question yẹn because so important. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tá à ń plan tí ẹnìkankan ò tí ì mọ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ nípa ẹ̀ but tí àwọn ọmọ tó concern lé wọ́n mọ̀ bí ní ọ̀sán yìí ní Thursday yìí àwọn youth leader kan pè mí láti one of our states pé àwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí o láti lọ máa visit àwọn ọba pé wọ́n ní ìdí ilẹ̀ fún plan oko wa tá a sọ àwọn ọba wọn inú wọn dẹ̀ dùn wọ́n dẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa fún wọn nílẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa fúnra wọn led by a retired military officer junior military officer nígbà tó retire àwọn fúnra wọn ló kó plan yẹn jọ tán pé ní ṣàgbẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣọ́ nǹkan tá mí ni wípé wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí create farm settlements all over Yoruba land. Minimum of members in the farm settlement will be 30 men with their families, 30 young men with their families. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ kọ́lé kókò síbẹ̀ irú ilé táwọn American pè ní rancher, 2 bedrooms, veranda, kitchen, and so on. Táwọn mama gbé wọ́n á dẹ̀ wá kọ́ ilé tí wọ́n lè fi ṣe storage center and food processing center nínú oko yẹn. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ decide àwọn cities wà á lọ bá wọn ṣe soil survey. Wọ́n á decide which crop will grow best in this land. The plan is minimum of 30. It can be more.
The network is at it again.
30. That's already going on. The young men are already going around looking for land for this farm settlement plan. Timbani mi banjia kintoye ni mo jókòó tí mo design rẹ̀ mo pa bá mi mo dẹ̀ ti bá wọn inaugurate ẹ̀ pé ẹ lọ máa ṣe ara ìdílé tí àwọn kan report fún mi ní ọ̀sán yìí pé àwọn tí ń rí àwọn ọba wọn because a lè máa ra ilẹ̀ fúrú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn a ní ilẹ̀ yẹn àwa lówó tá a máa fi ṣe the other things on the land. Ara nǹkan tá a dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe sí land yẹn ni pé we will surround it with a fence that will be easy to defend, and we will have security guards, security posts at the entrance to the center. Irú nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ wa plan yẹn o. They call the project Shashbe-Shesho project. Each of the settlements will be called Olootu. It's already in existence. The documents are there. Professor Akinyemiju, retired professor of agronomy from Obafemi Awolowo University, Labe, Kuba chairman there. The project is ready, everything is ready. What we are looking for is the money to start doing it. To Oba Losino Iru account it to Adasi the Yoruba National Fund. There will be money to start at least 2 or 3 or 4 of such settlements in every state. And once we start, it will spread all over our land. Konesi open land, you can come out and full of needles up. The program is there. The money is not available yet, but the boys themselves are already going around acquiring the land. I want to pay me your Monday. When your Saturday, last Saturday, I want to buy a number of Ekiti one that you promised one in there. So Lara, one young men, survey our men. So all that the young men will do is to go to the Oba and say, our surveyor is here to go and demarcate the land. And the Kabiyesi have said, we will give you the land. We are very happy that you are thinking like this, because it also means security. It improves security in our domain. So, there are plans and plans and plans. Welfare is the number one priority of everything that we are doing. Welfare of our people, and in fact, you will create the tone of life. And develop
Right.
I do along. Thank you, Aropo, for asking the question. But you then ask the question, Tabaniki and when you go to Leni, Nigba Tiwan Tinya Tinubu, I up to 80% I joko sile. But then Batanya, Emilokan, interfere there pẹ̀lú the local strength from town to town. But Abashi Niki and Yama Yoruba term fair country aranye because of all of our now don't tell it in one country around. They want their country, but they believe they will follow Tinubu, follow the politicians and so on and take money from them because it be to one year. You want to ban to Badoju at Abaso, and yet I'm fair country aranye, Lola, Nijade. The majority of Yoruba people will stay home. Very clearly. I have no doubt about that now. So, we are planning all sorts of welfare programs. There is a welfare committee. The welfare committee is made up of, as I can repeat in country, Mr. Ayilo doctors, lawyers, nurses, pharmacists, and so on. Very soon, they are planning to send doctors without walls, hospitals without walls, all over Yoruba land. To jẹ́ our old people, Tony sicknesses, oríṣiríṣi, degenerative diseases, oríṣiríṣi, wọ́n lè ṣe wọ́n. Àwọn ọmọ wa kan ti ń ṣe yẹn láti America already. Ọmọ mi kan tán pè ní Dúpẹ́ in Philadelphia, every year, Lonko Doctor Wale to Wanche. So that's already a sample for us. So he comes from Ikale. So every year, a minimum and long declare a program open. Usually in his village, Igotako. Tamakwama doctor was. Tande Magbeben for about 2-3 weeks. Tamatojo Amarubo one Yatamacho or Dona Retie. So it is something that we can do. We, Yoruba, are very resourceful people. We are intellectually powerful people. All that is needed now, Kabale move on without waiting for any government, is money for us to accomplish certain things. Ìdí ẹnìyẹn tó ọ̀rọ̀ national fund yẹn ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ká kọjú sí ká build it up kó dín nǹkan ńlá ká lè máa lò for the well-being of our people. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much. Again, like Baba always say, our Yoruba are so unique. Ọ̀rọ̀ wa bákan but àwa la gbọ́n jù. Because when you gbọ́n bákan kò dé gọ̀ rárá. That's also a unique way to describe us. What I'm trying to say ni pé mo insist pé ká máa gbà yàn wọlé bẹ̀ táwọn kan ti rápálá. Wọ́n já fẹ́ rápálá. Baba dere, Baba will listen to everybody. So again, but Alagba Jide Ige, I have already passed your message, Baba Ali, but let me quickly read an emergency text message I received from an ongoing program on the other media house. The message is directed to Baba. Baba, is it true that we don't need to do anything to declare Yoruba nation? Is it true, sir? Please.
One first, we can divulge the secret.
Well, I got the message, sir, from. I think there's a message.
I want my five my force me can.
It's
part of what the governments that we talk to are saying to us. Sunday to saw major part of it. All we need as a government, talk and sharani abanyita. You want to tell someone you're impressive. In country then so nepa country you go alama. Insecurity to babobole. Poverty that to babe. I'm a go one. But Tia Bashe XYZ. Le dede wajalu. Only Sunday so like the level of our consciousness, the level of our activity must increase sharply. Catholic help. Nígbà tí àwọn South Africa náà ń fẹ́ gbára wọn sílẹ̀ tó lọ́wọ́ apartheid. Mo ti sọ lẹ́yìn ní a number of programs rí òwe ni mo fi ń pa sí wa òwe òun máa tún pàǹsìn. Wọ́n lọ bá Henry Kissinger, the Secretary of State. One keep one for 2 days in Washington D.C. One ròyìn fún gbogbo ọ̀nà. Ìgbà tó dẹ̀ wá máa dá wọn lóhùn pé ẹ ṣe a lot of the things sense of why ìlànà, all the oppression, all the unreasonable oppression of man by man in South Africa. But ìdá bá ń sọ gbogbo wọ̀nyẹn fún wa nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ fún wa ni pé ẹ ní problem. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ní problem kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ń pa ẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá wá tí tó bá wá obvious pé ẹ ní crisis. Ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi?
Àgbọ̀yé sà.
Àgbọ̀yé.
Tẹ́ ẹ bá ń sọ fún wa pé wọ́n jì fún ìyà jẹ wá, wọ́n ṣe kinní kan. Problem nìyẹn kò sí nǹkan tí àwọn Amẹ́ríkà lè ṣe ń pa ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ bá ní crisis, then America will intervene. I won't say more than that.
I think you've answered the question from what you were my year.
Yeah. Otumba.
Yes, sir.
How long have we been here? We can't be here all day.
As a matter of fact, we have 15 minutes more. Okay. And in 15 minutes exactly, I will have to bid everybody bye-bye. And that's why if I allow anybody to contribute now, Ejema Bino, genuinely 1 minute is 1 minute. If it goes beyond 1 minute, I will just stop you, block you, and that will it. Evangelist Didege, apart from I've passed your message on, what do you want to say in 1 minute?
Mi ò ní lọ sínú gbogbo protocol lọ títí all protocol duly.
Go on.
So therefore, pass message here. Yes, sir. It was just a little bit incomplete, Baba. Torí pé téèyàn bá gbẹnu ẹlẹ́rọ stop. Mo fẹ́ kí bàbá wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ gan adẹ̀ ní láti dààmú wọn ìyẹn bàbá wa Kíntóyè ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n.
Unmute yourself.
All good and well. Another time, sir. Ẹ bá wa pass a passionate appeal, sir, torí Ọlọ́run, out to all our Yoruba religious leader. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń jáde, bọ̀ wọ́n ń pẹ́ ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀. Èmi máa dárúkọ, I am an ordained evangelist in my mission. Ọlọ́run ní ká sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sà. Bàbá Jí Adébóyè jáde recently wípé Christian, defend yourself, but don't carry gun. It is not done. Sir, I would rather give a member of my family money to buy gun to defend him or herself now, first, before I give him or her money to feed. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi yẹn lẹ̀ síbẹ̀ sà. Tí wọ́n bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí Yorùbá Central Account nínú owó tó ń gbà ní Nàìjíríà, gbogbo wọn, majority of them, ni wọ́n ní branches of their churches, including my mission, mi ò ní dárúkọ ẹ̀ lórí social media. Táwọn ọ̀gá mi nílò Ọlọ́run bá rí mi, Come and gbọ́ mi kẹ́tí wọ́n máa là mí ò gbéṣẹ́ rán anybody. Àwọn Christian leaders star ni wọ́n target jù ní Nàìjíríà presently 100 million tó máa lọ fi san ransom kọ́ mú 50 million lẹ́ẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀sìn sí Yorùbá central account kí a fi jọ defend ara wa ju pé kọ́ máa gbé wọn lọ. I don't have any kí náà ti ń pè àánú for any Christian leader tí wọ́n á gbé Nàìjíríà sí ó ń bọ̀ àwọn ládẹ́ẹ̀dẹ́. For allowing me to talk. They need to make it. Why
Thank you.
They make money from their branches abroad. They need to put dollar in Yoruba central account.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. God bless you.
But knowing him, what he put his Odudu Exodus 1 minute. 1 minute is 1 minute. Major answer.
1 minute. Now, gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí àṣọ láti ẹ̀kan ni mo gbọ́ dájú wa mo kì í sà ìṣáájú pẹ̀lú ń bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ prince. Yes sir. So ṣe central account yìí àwọn èèyàn wọn take it serious. Take it serious. I need the more publicity outside the conferences, meetings, and shit. Gbogbo àwọn social media, ẹ ṣe jingles. Ẹ fún gbogbo àwọn social media. Come on, put it in. Nígbà tí a máa ṣe launching yẹn, central account lórí rédíò mi every day, at least in a day, láàrin session of music. We play it twice. So Baba and Shepe regularly. Oh my God, this jingle for launching. But a separate jingle that will be talking more about that central account. In year number 1, gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n attack, tí wọ́n disabled ní Ìgangan àti àwọn other places tí wọ́n ti ń ṣàwọn èèyàn léṣe. Àwọn èèyàn yìí, what are we doing to support them? If the central account is available, we will be able to earmark certain amount of money to the displaced people from their community and to be able to feed them. Gbogbo àwọn kan báyìí lè ní fẹ́ ká jẹ́ ká máa fi ṣe ìrántí fúnra wa. Ká bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa òkè ká fẹ́ náwó sí ọ̀tá fẹ́ fowó ṣe. When we do all these things, ó máa influence àwọn èèyàn láti wholeheartedly to contribute. That's my own job concern. Me, Professor Junelo. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Sir, Papa, Queen B, Bedu multi-pass message here, but go ahead and say it. 1 minute.
After Bedu, Oka Omeji, and then we'll wrap it up, please.
Benny, to the Alaji Bedu, yeah, up to you.
Go on mute.
Only Bedu, unmute yourself.
Yourself? Okay, Shane Bobby.
Yes.
Angwa.
I should go on. Only one question. Sir. I should rally in the UK, which is a massive one. And after the rally, people were asking me, what is next? What is next? Ademakwe and Biyonju. Now, what is rally, major rally in Nigeria, big one. We have done putting our own things together here. I want to share one battle share, and we are waiting for results. But okay, I want to pariwo. We are out there, and everybody have saw it. They were happy with it. But what's the best result we're going to get out of it? That's what people are asking me. So I'm bringing it back to the house with a job and help me out. That's the question for being there, sir.
Ọ̀rọ̀ rally lè jẹ́ one sing ní ìjà tá ń jà yìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ rally ní any country kò lè jẹ́ just one event and that's all. Kò lè jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹni tí mo rò kó get spirit ẹ̀jù ní gbogbo wa abroad òun ni Ológunlolúwa. He has this organization, Yoruba Diaspora Mega Rally. Àwọn máa ń ṣe rally many times. About 3 weeks ago, wọ́n sì ṣe kan. and they are planning another now. That should be the spirit. Ìgbà yẹn làwọn tó ní country tẹ́ ń gbé máa mọ̀ wípé nǹkan tó ń ta àwọn ará bíi lára ó ń ta wọ́n lára o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wò ká bá wọn dá sí o. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ṣe rálì lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo. Ẹ dẹ̀ wá lẹ́yìn jókòó sílé de result. Kò sí result tó máa wá o. There have to be many rallies frequently. Inú mi dùn pé rally ní UK. A ṣe big one in London. Àwọn èèyàn wa kan tún ṣe kan ní Manchester. Mo gbọ́ pé ìkan náà wà ní Liverpool. Ẹ jẹ́ ká continue láti máa ṣerú ẹ̀. Irú ológun lolúwa tó ń ṣe mega rally. Ẹ jẹ́ ká encourage ẹ̀ kó máa ṣe more frequently. Àwa yòókù ní other parts of America ká máa bá wọn káwa náà máa ṣe. Ká ṣe ní New York yẹn. Ká máa ṣe níwájú United Nations almost a month. Bí o tẹ̀ ju 1,000 people péré tó máa gather síwájú bẹ̀ tán máa pariwo tán máa disperse at the end of the day. We need that. Nǹkan tí àwọn foreign countries mean nìyẹn. The level of your commitment must be obvious to us before we can come and help you. But again,
sorry, sir. That's not our first rally, sir. We do up to 5 rallies every year. We need to let you know in UK. And for instance, I will let you know that in Europe and in diaspora, UK one is the biggest one. You can ask about it. We don't do rally once. I know. We've been doing it all the time. So what I'm asking is that we need more power from you. America, we have the biggest one in UK, sir. Thank you. I
like that spirit of rivalry. Yeah. I like that spirit of rivalry.
Okay. I'm under pressure and I don't want to be like bring Hitlerish. Some people will say the people study in Germany. Hitler, I'm not. But I think but now I want to was listening. And there's so many questions coming on my phone that I want to ask the presidency. Mama Queen B,
Queen B, I want to bat it sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan kan jẹ́ kí
bóyá kẹ́ type
type it. Taiwo, then Baba Liu, Lamid.
Baba Liu need the last one. Okay, Alagba Taiwo.
Taiwo, and after that, I think we should just wrap it up. We are turning this to another.
Exactly, I'm trying to avoid this. Okay. Taiwo obìnrin ni àbí Taiwo ọkùnrin ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ sọ sókè sà. Mo jara yín.
Ní ọkùnrin ni Mr. Ekale sir.
1 minute títorí Ọlọ́run ẹ má kí ẹ kàn sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ. Ẹ sọ tẹ fẹ́ sọ.
Má kí wa mọ́.
Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá mi nínú ilé.
Àní existing protocol ẹ sọ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ fẹ́ sọ ẹ.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ mo wà ní orí platform tí mo rí ọ̀rọ̀ nípa issue security tí wọ́n ní pé kàn máa send the details, but some people were asking me, is this form, is it true or not? Èmi wá sọ fún wọn pé èmi ò tí mọ̀ until tí n bá gbọ́ information láti òkè wípé èmi ò tí lè sọ anything concerning that form. So ni mo fẹ́ béèrè bóyá lóòótọ́ ni form yẹn genuine or kò genuine tán ní ká máa send àwọn details wa for those that want to go for security, for Oduduwa security. So ni mo ṣe ní kí n confirm, sir. Thank you.
Ẹ máa get in touch pẹ̀lú ìkànnà and media presenters. Àwọn tó wà ní in charge security, they're not here now, but it's a very important question. Get in touch pẹ̀lú any of us. I'll get back to you. Shegosa. Alagba Lamid, one of our highly gifted engineer, software engineer. Until overtake WhatsApp, ni latest app kan tán ṣe. Ó yá ẹgbọ́n sókè sà. Mẹ́tara yín Alàgbà Lamid. Please unmute yourself. Software engineer, I ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yín sí ni o.
Ó mi pé
ẹ pé bàbá àdéhùn sà.
Ẹ bá mi gbẹ́sẹ̀ sókè bóyá
Alàgbà ṣé ń gbọ́ mi báyìí.
Ẹ̀rù bà mí o.
Okay, ẹ má bínú sà. Yeah. Mo kàn fẹ́ mo kàn fẹ́ encourage àwọn ọ̀dọ́ náà nípa central account wa ní pé ọ̀nà oríṣiríṣi la lè gbà láti fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ láti contribute sí central account fún ìwúlò fún ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa ni àwọn bàbá wa yìí ń jà fún. And mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa náà pé irú Yorùbá nation tí a fẹ́ lọ a gbọ́dọ̀ tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi wọn àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n ti believe nínú Yorùbá nation. And nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni wípé nínú ọgbọ́n ọmọdé mi tí a bá lè ní owó ní central account mo encourage àwọn ọ̀dọ́ kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe àwọn nǹkan tí a fẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ láti lè gba owó ní online lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ láì ṣe investment kankan láti lè fi sínú central account yìí. And ìmọ̀ràn tí mo fẹ́ gba àwọn bàbá wa ni wípé nínú community kan lórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tí a bá lè fi solar energy sí community kan tí wọ́n níná 24/7 a máa win lot of souls fún Yorùbá nation fún ìjàngbara wa. Ẹ ṣé gan.
Thank you.
Last
but not the least,
Olashukwu Ojo àti Baba Liu 1 minute. Barrister Ojo 1 minute. Meet your answer. Meet yourself.
Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ bàbá àròpọ̀ ire wọn díẹ̀ lára ẹ̀. Ó wà lára àwọn nǹkan tí àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé tán máa ń wò kan tó lè recognize the new state. Ìyẹn ni effectiveness. That is, tán bá tiẹ̀ sọ pé gbogbo yín ẹ jókòó sílé o, wọ́n fẹ́ rí i pé ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tán pọ̀ wọ́n obey. Bẹ́ẹ̀ á lè jẹ́ láti pé a ní ìṣọ̀kan. Ìṣọ̀kan yẹn dẹ̀ ní ẹgbẹ́ tá ní gbogbo olórí ẹgbẹ́ kan kóra jọ. YSDM yẹn kò ń ṣe organization ní YSDM, movement ni. Movement ní ju organization lọ. Ẹjọ́ èmi kàn fẹ́ rọ gbogbo olórí ẹgbẹ́ pátá tí wọ́n ti wá tẹ́gbẹ́ wọn ò YSDM káwọn olólùfẹ́ wọn kan wò. So ìgbà tó bá di ìgbà tá a fẹ́ test effectiveness wa ẹnu wa á gbòòrò lórí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa kárí ayé. Mi ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ sìn.
Ẹ ṣé. Bàbá Liu mo rí pé kọ́wọ́ sókè lẹ́ẹ̀kan bóyá 1 minute tí 1 minute máa ka yín.
Bóyá èèyàn kan ti sọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ.
Okay, maybe. Then I have this Vice Chair. I have this message here again. Is mo rò pé program tó ń ṣe lẹ́nu yẹn ń wò tó dẹ̀ ń send sí mi bí, and I need to read it out. I don't understand why Madam Onitiri is so aggressive and abusive of the national leadership, but I must be very careful here. The reason why I'm reading it out, I don't want us to debate it, to go on it. I'm just reading it to the national leader.
That is not what we are here for.
Thank
you. That's not what we are here for.
I'm happy
our ambi láti káwọn Yorùbá jọ láti sọ̀rọ̀ tó dá tó ká sọ fún wọn nǹkan bí tá ṣiṣẹ́ dé àti gbogbo ẹ̀ á dẹ̀ ti accomplish yẹn. A fẹ́ jókòó bí ká máa dáyàn kan lóhùn. So kò sí ẹ jẹ́ ká parí ẹ̀ sí bí ká máa kóníkàlùkù máa lọ. Ẹ ṣé ẹ̀yin media people tó wà níbí àtẹ̀yin náà tẹ́ gbọ́ tẹ́ wá. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Ọlọ́run á tú ọ̀nà yín ṣe ẹ ní ṣìṣe tí Yorùbá yìí tá bá gba òmìnira tán wọn ní fi kankan yín wọn ní fi wá wá tì ire lẹ́ẹ̀máa rí ire yín ò dẹ̀ ní dúró ṣíṣe yín ò ní dúró ayé yín á dáa. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ gbọ́ lénìí tẹ́ bá ti rí àwọn èèyàn yín ẹ máa tú sọ fún wọn kó lè yé wọn. Ẹ má sọ pé àtẹ̀wá mọ̀ nǹkan táwọn wọ̀nyẹn ṣe ìyẹn la fi jókòó bí láti bí wákàtí 3 sí 4 tá à ń ṣàlàyé gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ má sọ pé àtẹ̀mọ̀ nǹkan tí bàbá Akíntóyè ń sọ àmọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá Ayílógé ń sọ àmọ́ nǹkan tí gbogbo wa no kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ òun la fi wà ń bí tábàtì ẹ̀ níjọba gan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá báyìí náà la ṣe máa ẹnu yìí náà la máa fi sọ fún yín ẹ ṣé o
ẹ ṣé sà
ẹ ṣé o.
I want to call on Baba for final words.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó wá sí village bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìpàdé village hall meeting yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe léyìí lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà sí i kó má jẹ́ ẹ̀ẹ̀kan la máa ṣe máa tá a dẹ̀ máa dákẹ́. Let's do it many times over. Ẹni tí ó bá ní agenda tó yàtọ̀ sí ti gbogbo ti Yorùbá tó bá yá á mọ̀ wípé the Yorùbá psychology does not accept anything tí ò bá wà collective. Òyìnbó kan wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní 1854 ó dẹ̀ travel títí for 4 years nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ó ń wádìí ó wá ní this whole question of collective leadership àwọn Yorùbá mọ̀ ṣe ju gbogbo aráyé o. That's 1858 in a book written published in 1858 mi ò sọ pé 1958 o 1858. Yes, our Yoruba, we value collective leadership. We respect collective leadership, and we know how to practice it par excellence. So, leaders, don't lose that, because that's a major thing that the Yoruba nation can teach the world how to do. How to keep secret. They are not conducive to success among Yoruba people. And can only lead to success among Yoruba people is collective leadership. Then outside the Yoruba nation itself, outside, we want to see more evidence that you are united. Why is everybody among you coming out and say, I'm the ultimate leader of the Yoruba? Why? And often saying rude things about one another. Omo kan call letter see me, okay, show me agbalagba now in Mokoni University, in graduate school, in America. He's now in a very high position in the government of America. Or call letter and see me, more must send you around. Only if you people cannot respect one another and you don't respect your leaders, how do you expect us outsiders to respect you or your leaders? Why should we respect your leaders? Why should we respect you yourself? Why is everybody in Yoruba land saying, I am the leader, the leader? Is that not a sign that if you have your country, you are going to become like Southern Sudan? Or become like Southern Sudan? I need the Latin caution. I need to borrow. I need the Latin. I need our caution. If is open to me, and I'm able to talk with such a person, I will convince him. And it only man, but people hate it. We should hate it at all. What they are saying is, let us do it together so that what we are doing may succeed. Success, because any time ready that to boo anybody. But there is no doubt that the spirit of this gathering today is that all Yoruba people who are committed to this struggle must learn to work together. Gbọ́dọ̀ bínú sí ẹnìkankan tó bá yá ẹni tó bá rò pé òun lè ṣe é nìkan á discover pé kò ṣeé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ o, ẹ ṣé.
ẹ ṣé sà bàbá ẹ jọ ẹ kàn fẹ́ mi tí àwọn gómìnà ò tí ì sọ̀rọ̀ látàárọ̀ mi ráyè sọ̀rọ̀ látàárọ̀.
eléyìí tó ti ń sọ látàárọ̀ gan.
ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ tèmi.
All right, make it brief.
Okay, yes sir, ẹ ṣé sà. Number one, ẹnìkan tó sẹ́yìn kiri ó ní àwọn lọ́balọ́ba.
Ó yá kíákíá. 1 minute.
1 minute, sir.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Ó ní àwọn lọ́balọ́ba ipe ẹ̀kọ́ lẹ́tà kan ipe bóyá kẹtún kílẹ̀.
Ṣé bí lẹ́tà yẹn wà self-explanatory.
Okay, kọ́ lọ tún kà.
Kó lọ tún kà.
Okay.
Mo mọ̀ listen.
Very strong letter.
Yes, sir. Okay. Ó wà self-explanatory.
Yes.
Kọ́ lọ okay. Ẹ ṣé sà. Ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi gangan ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà àtẹ̀yin màmá wa ti wà lórí ìjókòó. Àwọn tó ń bú mi ni mo ti gbowó lọ́wọ́ Tinubu, wọ́n ni mo dẹ̀ ti ń pín owó yẹn fún àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá. Gbówó tí mo gbà èmi náà lò. Tí n bá dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin tí n bá ti fún lówó ẹ send receipt sí mi o torí kí n lè.
Yóò gbowó lọ́wọ́ tí ẹ yọ lára ẹ. Ojoojúmọ́ ló ń pè mí ní ọ̀dà wa.
Bàbá Ayílóge, mo dẹ̀ sọ fún àwọn kan dẹ̀ ń fi bú mi pé 75 ni mí, pé mi ò ní láti tẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan tí mo need. Wọ́n ní ìgbà kan ṣe ṣá oríṣiríṣi, wọ́n ti ṣe fídíò oríṣiríṣi tán fi ń bú mi. Èmi ẹjọ́ mo fẹ́ change orúkọ mi sí Ebúdọ́lá. Mo fẹ́ change orúkọ mi sí Òsénì Ebúdọ́lá. Tó yẹ yìí.
Ẹ̀yin náà lọ fárùn bọ̀ yín bàbá Kẹ́dà bàbá Ayílóge.
That's right. O ṣe jàre. Orí kò fine bí tèmi.
Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ bàbá, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ gbogbo àwọn national leadership ta nílé ni. Inú mi dùn. Irú eléyìí ni ká máa rí. I want to appreciate everybody. Àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fi the last 3 hours yìí, pẹ̀lú mi yẹ kó wà ambition sí. Àgàgà wọn tó jẹ́ pé the difference in time zones tí wọ́n fi time lẹ̀ láti dúró tì wá. I want to appreciate all of you. Bàbá ní kí n kíyan ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ yín. Olóyè Ìgbòho náà ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ yín. Gbogbo àwọn eminent people tó wà lórí ìkànnì lẹ́nìí wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ yín. Irú eléyìí gẹ́gẹ́ bàbá ṣe suggest a máa ṣe. And for all the media people that are hooked to this network, I'm sure many people will go through YouTube, other outlets to watch this program. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the media presenters that are present here today. God bless you all. Àwọn gbogbo àwọn tí a lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dárúkọ ní kọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo yín la fẹ́ kí la dúpẹ́ lọ yín o. Bàbá ẹ ṣé gan a máa rí yín bá gbogbo àwọn olóyè tó wà ń bí mo dúpẹ́ lọ yín o. God bless you.
When are we going to hold the next one?
2 weeks time.
2 weeks time, sir.
No, 1 week.
1 week, sir. Okay. The first order.
Let's hold it every Thursday.
Okay, sir. The first order come have a town hall meeting.
Every week.
Koburusa.
Every Thursday.
Koburusa, we work on it together. Yes, sir. So bóyá kí n béèrè fún national anthem kádẹ parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. So bàbá you agree to declare the meeting closer.
It's closed.
It's closed. F1 national anthem. Then, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀yin fẹ́ tún bú Ọ̀túnba Ọlábọ̀dé Òsénì, go ahead.
Oh yeah, play national anthem, my friend. Kì í ṣe show. You are not on your show. National assignment lélẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ti pọ̀ jù. Tó bá ṣọ́ra Queen Hajia ló máa host the next one.
No problem.
I want a beautiful face to be here.
Àwọn ló kàn àwọn èèyàn tèmi ni. Èmi wọn hijack ni ní àfẹ́ kan host rárá. Ó yẹ kí wọ́n hijack ni. Yomi na expect wọ́n hijack ni. Bó ṣe bá hijack ni.
Ìgbà tí Yomi ò dé.
Okay. Yóò fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ back control. Ẹ jẹ́ ká forí ìdílé ni.
Bàbá
wọ́n sèbù wa ni.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ national anthem wa. Ẹ ṣé o.
Thank you.
All right, o. Ó dàárọ̀.
Ó dàárọ̀. Ọ̀túnba ó dàárọ̀.
Ó dàárọ̀ bàbá. Ó dàárọ̀ Sir Mas. Ta ló mú kọ́kọ́rọ́ lé dání o? Ẹ tilẹ̀kùn.
Ó dàárọ̀ sà. Ó dàárọ̀ mà. Ó dàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé ẹ ṣé gan o.
Ẹ ṣé.